Speed it up.
Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. What's that feedback?
You're going to hear hum coming out of that. There's no other way around it. That's clean out of the board, though. Where does our...
Check, check.
Only getting one side audio over here.
It's not coming here. It's coming out of that. I don't know why. So. I like it here.
The sweet sounds of the mic, the field mic.
Oh, that's what we're getting. Okay.
Test. Super low.
It's very low. Check, check, check.
Check.
1, 2, 3. Check, 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 check. There's the phones right there. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. Now we're at a football game.
A very pleasant good evening from Perry High School. From John Wrenn Stadium, Kevin Derryberry alongside my broadcast partner James Poovey as we bring tonight's game to you live on Perry Live 365. Now you might think for just a moment, what in the world is happening? That's right, we work for Red Mountain Football, but we are pinch hitting tonight for the Perry Puma broadcast team. It is our privilege to be bringing you tonight's game. We'll bring up James Poovey in just a moment. For the Perry Pumas, they are victorious last week. They played an abbreviated game. They defeated the Toros from Mountain View 42-7. That game was called due to weather at the break, but it was Cheva Purdy and the Perry Pumas taking care of business as they won their first game here at home in grand fashion 42-7. They'll take on the Red Mountain Mountain Lions. Red Mountain is a program that is undefeated. They are 2-0 under head coach Mike Peterson after victories over Desert Ridge, and last week they won their 200th game as a program in Levine, beating the champions from Cesar Chavez 34-7. James, tonight from John Wrenn Stadium, two high-powered offenses, two high-powered defenses, two high-powered programs, Perry and Red Mountain. And when you look at this one on paper, these are two very, very good football teams, and they're both coached as best as anybody in the state.
Yes, two outstanding coaches here tonight for both these squads, and this one is going to be a physical football game. Red Mountain coming in here at 2-0. Perry coming in at a mark of 1-1. Both of these teams tonight ready to get after it. This is going to be an outstanding matchup here tonight. It's the Friday Night Fever game of the week. We ran into Tressa Tudrick on the sideline here earlier, and this one's going to be a dandy here tonight, Kevin.
This is the first ever meeting between these two programs, and there are a lot of interesting ties. You look at the head coach for Perry in his 11th year, Preston Jones. His dad, Jim, now an assistant coach on the staff, also working with Jeremy Hathcock at Desert Ridge. Jim Jones won the only two state championships at Red Mountain High School way back in 2000 and 2001. We had a conversation with Jim Jones before the game. What an outstanding character, what a tremendous man, and he is what is right about high school football. We also talked to Preston, and I can tell you this, in our brief time here out at Perry High School, the hospitality has been fantastic. The people here are first class, and the players that we interact with, as well as the coaches. Yes, sir, no, sir type mentality, very, very respectful. You can see why the change is on here for Perry Puma football, and Preston Jones is leading that change.
Yes, he is, and we're talking with his father, Jim Jones, before the game, as you mentioned, and everyone on the team very well-mannered, and you don't see that very often, especially in high school sports. Everyone, all the players that were not in the game on the sideline tonight, dressed up in their ties, and everything is completely about respect, and we're going to see a lot more of that here tonight. It's great to be on the campus of Perry High School tonight, and we're looking forward to this matchup.
One great attribute about John Wrenn Stadium is the natural grass surface that they have here. Just a couple of years ago, you might remember Mr. Bidwell and the Arizona Cardinals, they donated their field to Perry High School, and now they have one of the fastest tracks and one of the most well-manicured fields in the high school circuit, particularly here in the 6A conference. Tonight, Red Mountain, a very, very good football team. They've won 12 out of the last 13 games, and for the Perry Pumas, they were just really a play away from winning the state championship just a year ago. And when you look at these two clubs, they have lost 5 times collectively in the last 2 years. 4 of those losses are to one team, the Chandler Wolves. So they both share that turmoil of having to get over on the Chandler Wolves. Perhaps this is the year that one of these programs can break through.
Yeah, Chandler Wolves have been a thorn in the side of both these ball clubs here tonight, both Perry and Red Mountain. And interestingly enough, this is the first time that both these two teams have ever played each other. So a lot of grit and frustration built up here between these two squads, and they're about ready to get after it here tonight as the captains are at midfield.
The captains over the emblazoned Perry Puma logo on the 50-yard line. One captain for Perry tonight will be their two-way player, wide receiver, and a talented defensive player. That is Clayton Schmitz. He'll be joined on the captaincy tonight by Carson Bueller. He's a strong safety, and a couple of big fellows on that offensive line. Number 78, Michael Warnick, the defensive tackle, a captain for the Perry Pumas. And that third captain, in fact, we'll get that for you right now. The third captain is Justin Clatterbuck. He's a guard, 6 foot 255. The captains for Red Mountain, Jacob Griffin, Francisco Saucedo, Francis Kumi, and Darren Smith, their newcomer quarterback out of the New York area. We are just moments away from kickoff on Perry Live 365. Kevin Derryberry alongside James Poovey on an absolute glorious evening for high school football. And you look at the surrounding here, James, and what a glorious setting here. We got the Santan Mountains over here, the Superstitions off to our left, and the Four Peaks out to our left as well. A little bit kind of a cloudy type, kind of a haze in the backdrop there, but there's no haze here at the 50-yard line, and we are set to play high school football. And as you mentioned, it is the Friday night game of the week as selected by Bruce Cooper. And if everything works out, we will visit with Tressa Tudrick at halftime, and we'll discuss the first half and other games around the valley. It'll be Connor Gardner, the place kicker, set to go to work for Red Mountain. He's a junior. He's had a fantastic campaign, a newcomer. And back deep for Perry is Wyatt Coleman. And we'll get you the other return man here in just a second. Jordan Young is wearing Deshane James number 2. We'll talk more about one of the classier players in the 6A conference right here at Perry, Deshane James. Ball's teed up on the middle of the 40-yard line, and Connor Gardner swings his right leg through it. End-over-end kick taken by Young at the 7-yard line. Angles to the 15 with a big hole, and he will take the ball out to the 29-yard line, and he'll be tackled right there. Special teams tackle made by Red Mountain. We'll double check that for you. It looked like it was number 40.
Yes, indeed, that was number 40 making the special teams tackle there for Red Mountain.
The starting quarterback for the Perry Pumas will be junior Chubba Purdy, 6'2", 196-pounder. He is a dual threat quarterback, and that name Purdy, yeah, it should be familiar. He's the younger brother of Brock Purdy. They start with a ground game. They run a sweep to the left side, and they give it to their leading ground gainer. That is number 28, Jalen Young, 5'9", 175. He's a senior, and he is a load And keep an eye on that young man. Comes off a 79-yard performance just a week ago. Gets a big 7-yard burst on that first play of the game. Young again to the right side this time, and he'll take it across first down yardage around the 41-yard line, and he'll pick up the first down. 2 plays and 11 yards for the Perry Pumas, moving left to right here. And right there, the Red Mountain defense is going to have to stiffen up here early on.
Yeah, Perry moving the ball at will here early in the first quarter.
They go to the ground again. This time they give it to their other tailback. We'll see a lot of Jalen Young and his sidekick, Jaden Burns. Burns, he too is a load, 5'10", 195. He's a senior. So early on here, the Mountain Lions have a player down on the ground, and that is not a good look here early on. Player is face down, and this looks like it's Anthony Giraldi. He is their stud linebacker. He's their leading tackler, and he is a special young man. Coming in off an ankle sprain he tweaked a week ago in that game against Chavez, James, but the leading tackler, Anthony Giraldi, appears to be in some discomfort right now with a lower leg injury.
And that would be a huge loss for Red Mountain's defense. Anthony Giraldi, a huge contributor in the first 2 games so far here in the 2018 campaign, so we can hope that he is able to get up under his own power here very shortly.
Already with 27 tackles on the season, and of course he had 19 in his first game. He appears to be in some discomfort as he is trying to get to his feet here, sitting on his rear end, but he has smacked the turf here at Perry High School just a couple of times, and frustration setting in for the stud linebacker. So it's that right lower leg that appears to be giving Giraldi some challenges. Now he is walking off under his own power. Perhaps they can get a little ice on that and get him back in this contest. Deshane James, one of the leading wide receivers in the state of Arizona, he suffered a devastating knee injury prior to the season beginning. And when you talk about tearing your anterior cruciate ligament, you talk about all the other MCL, ACL. Deshane James really tore up his knee, and what a terrible, terrible injury that he's had. But he's had surgery number 1, and he's working his way back. He's on the mend. They keep it on the ground. This is the Perry Puma run game. It's Burns again. Runs a little sweep to the right side, and Burns will turn it up the field. Coming up to make that tackle for Red Mountain. It looks like Georgie Ramirez was there defensively, that safety position.
Yeah, nice job, number 22, George Ramirez, coming up for Red Mountain there from his defensive back position and making a play.
Purdy hasn't thrown yet. He does for the first time tonight. It's batted down at the line of scrimmage by Francis Comey. We'll get to the offensive line here for Brock Purdy. Excuse me. The guard is 5'11", 240-pound Jacob Warren. His center will be Kaya Lockhart. The tackle is Joshua Amarine, and the other tackle is Braden Rome. He's an all-region second teamer. One thing that you will see tonight is pace, tempo. The Perry Pumas, they like to run as many plays as they can in a football game. They've already shown about 30 to 35 different formations in the first 2 games. So they will throw a lot of different wrinkles at you, and you wonder if defensive coordinator Kyle Enders got any rest this week with the defensive assignment that he has in store for him tonight. 4th and 1, big play at midfield. Possession play early on for the Red Mountain defense, and now there's movement up front. It looks like the right side of the Perry line may have moved just a bit. That was Joshua Amarine, the tackle, 6'2", 215. And indeed, they catch him with a false start as Scott Hansen, our AIA referee tonight, with the call.
Yeah, that was a great call there, and unfortunately for Perry, they were looking to strike and keep the ball moving, but they're going to draw a 4th down here, and they're probably going to punt this one away to Red Mountain, and they'll get a chance on offense here early in the first quarter.
Here comes Connor Boyd, their punter, and back deep for Red Mountain will be, I believe that's Georgie Ramirez. Ramirez is going to get the return work because Zach Molina, their leading punt returner, is suspended for this game for throwing a punch last week. So Boyd's punt angles right, and it'll go out of bounds. It'll be a favorable spot for Red Mountain. So the Red Mountain defense gets a stop on their first series of the night, and that is something that you don't see very often. In fact, I looked it up. I believe that Perry punted in their 14 games last year. James, they punted about 16 times. You do the math on that. That was a little over 1 punt a game. They've punted once this year. That's their 2nd punt this season. Perry does not punt the football. That's a big win in the first series for the Red Mountain defense.
Most definitely, yes, to get a stop there. And Perry, a very efficient offensive team, as you mentioned.
Darren Smith at quarterback. He'll turn around, give the ball to Jarquil Garner, and Jarquil Garner runs off that right side. Garnell plays for the injured tailback Ty McElroy. McElroy had an outstanding camp for Red Mountain. He was a player they were counting on big time offensively. He is a game changer, but he too is deemed to be out for an extended period of time. He's got a dislocated elbow. So we'll see how Jarquil Garner responds, as he was the lead back this week in practice, as Darren Smith will change the play at the line of scrimmage. 2 wide receivers to the right side. 4-man front for the Perry Pumas. They show blitz. There's no blitz coming. They go to Garner again. There's a hole on that right side there, creating a running lane there after about a 4-yard gain. Was the right side of the line for Red Mountain. Their right tackle is Jacob Griffin, and boy, did he have a fantastic week last week. Griffin, 6'5", 240, he's a low. The right guard is Francisco Saucedo, 5'11", 225. The center is Costin Cooley. He is as good as there is in the game. He's an all-region second-team performer. Charlie Hull on the left guard. The left tackle is Ben Bray, and Ben Bray, he's a road grader, an intelligent young man, but he can get it done on the football field. So on a 3rd down, James, it'll be 3rd and 5, and Francisco Saucedo will hustle off the field for head coach Mike Peterson.
Yeah, Red Mountain mixing up some personnel here, trying to get something going, make sure they make this 3rd down count.
Looks like Carson Foster has jumped onto the field. 2 wide receivers to the right side on a 3rd and 5 on a play fake. Smith on the rollout, and he's going to be sacked on the play. Darren Smith is sacked. Coming up to get him, unabated to the cornerback was Andre Mayberry. The strong safety comes up with a big sack.
Yeah, let's take a look at that play here once again, Kevin. Never mind.
So Connor Gardner will come on to punt for the first time tonight. Back deep to receive this punt for the Perry Pumas is Colby Dickey. He's an all-region second-team performer. He's got some wheels. He's a jitterbug type. He's a game changer as well. We're going to have this pause of the action. Preston Jones will take a stroll out, and we're going to get a timeout taken on the field. And with this timeout, we'll take the timeout with him. You're watching Perry Puma football on Perry Live 365. We welcome you back to John Wrenn Stadium. Kevin Derryberry with James Poovey. Low snap, and Garner gets it away with that left foot. It's a low line drive kick. It'll get past Dickey. Dickey's going to field it around the 40-yard line, and he will have nowhere to go. Nice defense on special teams that time for Red Mountain. Jesus Vasquez was jogging onto the field. I don't think he made that special teams tackle, but you have to credit the special teams for Red Mountain getting down there to make a hustle play there, and Colby Dickey had no area to return at all.
Yeah, he didn't. They were swarming the ball carrier that time, and an excellent job on the pursuit that time for Red Mountain and the special teams unit.
Bottled up, to say the least. So Chubba Purdy will take the football for the second time tonight, working left to right. Scoreless ball game here, 8:21 to go. It'll be Chubba Purdy out of the shotgun formation. He's in the pistol right now with 2 wide receivers. There goes the tight end in motion. They run the ball again. This is Burns. Burns runs left, and he'll take a couple of tacklers with him. Penalty markers down on the field. But a physical run there by Burns. Alexander Randall hustling over there defensively. The picture quality here is fantastic. We have a replay up here in the booth, and we're excited to be with you here from Perry High School tonight. So we'll sort out the penalty here, James, but it appears to be in the area of holding. For Perry, Preston Jones, their head coach in his 11th year, 70-46 in his tenure. They play in the 6A Premier Region. the Pumas 12-2 a season ago. They went 4-1 in that Premier Region. When you think Premier Region, you've got to think about all the other difficult to discern what happened here. So the penalty was assessed to Red Mountain. It looked like it was a 15-yarder. After a long conversation there, Perry has the football, 1st and 10 from the Red Mountain 45-yard line, and now before they could snap the ball, again, more movement up front.
Yeah, both sides, but I got the band in my ear.
So this time the penalty will be assessed to Perry. That'll back him up 5 yards. Chubba Purdy will be faced with a 1st and 15 from midfield. Checking in on the far sideline is Jordan Young, 5'8", 195. Purdy with a snap, gives the ball off to Burns. Sweep left side, breaks a tackle, slips up the sideline. Down the sideline he goes, the 30, the 20, steps it back inside on the 20-yard line, still on his feet, and he's going to be slammed down to the ground inside the 15-yard line. Nifty bit of running right there, and picking him up and putting him down was the tailback, and that is Jaden Burns, longest run of the night for Perry.
Yeah, let's take a look at that one again here. A sweep to the left, quick handoff. Nice job of getting through, breaking tackles there. Runs up the sideline, great head of steam. Continues to break tackles there, nears the 20-yard line. And finally is taken down there by the Red Mountain defense as he crosses the 15. Excellent job that time for the Perry Pumas.
36-yard run. And for the second time tonight, Chubba Purdy will throw a pass going for the end zone. And that's his second incompletion of the night. Francis Kumi batted the ball down at the line of scrimmage on his first attempt. So Purdy is 0 for 2. Has good numbers on the campaign, but we've only played 2 games here. Chubba, the junior, there's a lot of talk that Deshane James might be the quarterback to begin the season until he went down. Purdy out of the gun, empty set for him. Wants to throw back. They set up a screen to the tight end. Tight end breaks a tackle. This is Patterson down the sideline, continues to slip tackles, and he's going to be knocked down inside the 5-yard line there. So Red Mountain needs to be a short tackling team tonight to have success, and unfortunately right now they've had a tough time making tackles, but right there at the tight end, number 93, he is an absolute load. That is Patterson, Kyle Patterson. When I say load, 6'6", 250, JP.
Yeah, he's rumbling and stumbling there. A nice second and third effort that time for Perry.
Purdy with a high snap, puts it into the gut of his tailback, and he's going to rumble into the end zone. We'll wait for the sign from the referee. It appears to be a Perry Puma touchdown. I was waiting for the official word.
Nice job there, right up the gut on the dive play. Breaking tackles as he approaches the line of scrimmage and plunges ahead into the end zone for the touchdown. Nice carry that time. Number 40 on the tote for the Perry Pumas, Jaden Burns.
Jaden Burns with the touchdown for the Perry Pumas. Good snap, good hold. The 1-point conversion attempt is good. 7:06 remaining on this opening quarter from John Wrenn Stadium on the campus of Perry High School. Our score, the Pumas 7 and the Red Mountain Line 0. 7:06 remaining. Back after this. Back deep for Red Mountain is Ramses Rivera from his own 2. Straight ahead of the 10, angles with the 15, and he's going to be hammered in the backfield. Well, what a special teams tackle made there by the Perry Pumas. In space, number 22, Jordan Sweat, the 5'10", 170-pound special teamer right there, just
Putting
made
the hammer
absolute fantastic open field tackle on a very speedy Ramses Rivera. It's difficult to bottle up Ramses Rivera, and he did it right there.
Yeah, excellent pursuit once again there for Perry. Nice job closing in on the ball carrier and dropping him to the turf immediately.
Jordan Sweat, excellent play right there. Darren Smith back onto the field for the second time. Smith with 125 yards passing last week, a touchdown, 2 interceptions. Red Mountain wants to get the run game going here. Out of the pistol, they go to Garner. Garner runs to the right side, slips through a tackle, and he's going to break into that secondary, that second level that time. Jarquil Garner with a nice 5-yard burst off that right side, all set up by the big fellas, Francisco Salcedo and Jacob Griffin.
Yeah, excellent job there. Salcedo, 5'11", 225. Jacob Griffin comes in at 6'5", 240 pounds. Both of them paving the way for Jarquil Garner on that run there for the Mountain Lions.
6:33 to go, first quarter. Red Mountain with the football, wearing their black road pants with their white jerseys, black helmets. Again, it's the pistol formation. Smith to the air, is in the pocket. He throws. The ball is caught by the tight end, Carter Wheat, and they put a pounding on Carter Wheat. You talk about standing up the ball carrier and then just putting a whooping on him. That's what the Perry Puma defense did right there. But Carter Wheat, excellent reception. Good pass there by Darren Smith, right on the numbers of Carter Wheat. And the BYU commit there showed some toughness, the tight end getting it done.
Yeah, he did. He stood in there tall, pulled that ball in, held it, tucked it away high and tight, and took on a host of swarming defenders coming in for Perry that time. But a nice job there for Carter Wheat, moving the chains for Red Mountain, 1st and 10.
As a host of tacklers for the Pumas, indeed. From the 26-yard line, Darren Smith has Jarquil Garner flanked to his right. 3 wide receiver package. They run it to Garner. Garner cuts it back to the 30, and he's hit hard right there around the 33-yard line. Right there to make a tackle, number 20 for Perry. They have a couple different numbers and multiple numbers. They have a lot of bodies out here for Preston Jones and the Perry Pumas.
Yes, they do.
Gain of 7 for Jarquil Garner. That's something that Red Mountain wants to do. They want to get their ground game going. They want to keep this high-powered and this high-octane offense of the Perry Pumas off the field. 5:19 to go. Smith again out of the pistol. They run it to Ramses Rivera. Rivera makes the catch at the 30-yard line, puts the shoulder down, and he'll just turn those legs towards the 40-yard line, and he's going to have the first down. So about an 8-yard reception for Ramses Rivera. That's the playmaker on this football team for Red Mountain. He has 2 touchdowns this year. He's none better than the 76-yard catch and run he had against Desert Ridge on week number 1.
Yeah, he showed a great burst of speed on that 76-yarder and housed it there at Red Mountain High School.
Lorenzo Bowers gets the start at wide receiver tonight for Mike Peterson. They run it to Garner again with a big hole, slips the tackle. He's in the secondary to the 50. Cuts across the field to the 45-yard line, and he's upended right there. Coming up to make a fantastic open field tackle was Andre Mayberry, but Jarquil Garner getting that run game going, and that started with a big hole on the left side that time. It was Bray and Hola, but it was the cutback ability by Jarquil Garner that got the extra yardage.
Yeah, you saw it right there. Jarquil Garner hitting the hole very hard, cutting it back up to midfield, and a nice game once again there for Red Mountain.
Unofficial, a gain of 21 yards. Smith to the ground. This is Georgie Ramirez. His first carry of the night, and all he does is bust off a 6-yard run off that right side. Again, excellent work there by Jacob Griffin and Francisco Saucedo. But Red Mountain starting to open up some holes, and this is the strength of their football team, this offensive line.
Yeah, they did a nice job on the cutback that time, able to pave the way, open up the holes, let the back find the seam, and hit it hard and find the cutback lane, which Red Mountain is doing a great job of here tonight so far.
Jarquil Garner coming off a career game for him. 111 yards on 17 carries and 3 touchdowns. Ramirez, that time the ball carrier. Under center, it's Smith on the play fake from the pocket. Steps up in the pocket, and he is going to dump it off to the outside. It's Ramirez, makes the tackle, has got the first down, and he's going to pick up yardage there. There's a nice job there by Darren Smith. Showed some poise there and dropped it off to the tailback, and Georgie Ramirez did the rest.
Yes, he did. Nice job that time. Excellent. Carried out the play fake that time. Did,
Smith, the quarterback.
Smith, yes. And excellent job that time.
Number 46 for Red Mountain has entered this ball game. That is Michael Pearson. So it'll be Smith out of the gun. Ramirez is behind him. Kalem Reese-Peebles to the near side with single coverage. Darren Smith, a long count, uses the hard count. They give it to George Ramirez. Makes the first man miss. Goes right up into that pile, right behind his center. Working behind Costin Cooley. And he'll pick up about 1, maybe 2, but those were some tough yards right there on the inside running for Georgie Ramirez.
Yes, Georgie Ramirez, hard yards, but nice job once again up front by the offensive line of Red Mountain. The defensive line for Perry is doing a nice job, but they are not able to hold their ground right now. Red Mountain is getting an excellent push up front.
Guys like Ryan Short, 6'2", 215 is a defensive end. He'll get it done down there. Ethan Barnhart and company. From the 31-yard line, Smith to the air, steps up into the pocket, throws on the run. The ball's caught on the far sideline. Making the reception is Ramses Rivera. He was forced out immediately by the Perry Pumas, and that was their defensive back. That's Clayton Schmidt. Schmitz is a two-way player.
Yeah, if you look at the play here, nice job clearing out, using his feet that time. Did Smith, found the open receiver on the right side, and an excellent completion there for Red Mountain.
3rd and 3 from the 26-yard line, and before they can get the snap off, there's a timeout taken on the field, and the timeout taken by the Red Mountain Mountain Lions and head coach Mike Peterson. For Red Mountain, they've won 12 of the last 13 games dating back to last season. And as we mentioned on the outset of the broadcast, both these teams very familiar with the Chandler Wolves. They're both 0-4 in the last season against the Chandler Wolves, and well, they show you why Sean Aguano's got the top program in the state of Arizona.
Yes, he is all about keeping those guys together, and they play as a unit, as a family, and that's been a juggernaut for both these schools here, trying to get over the hump of that Chandler Wolves. And this could be the year that one of these teams is able to break through and give Chandler a real run for their money.
Red Mountain won 10 consecutive games last year before they eventually bowed out in the semifinals to Chandler, and Jacob Conover put on a show that night, a game that we did on the NFHS network, and Jacob Conover and Gunnar Romney put together quite an offensive display that night.
They did indeed, Kevin.
So here we are on a 3rd down and 3. Big play for Red Mountain. It's Ramses Rivera to the near side. Carter Wheat will set up shop on the right side. 2 wide receiver package for Darren Smith, offset I formation. They give the ball to Jarquell Garner. Jarquell Garner is going to use that shoulder, and he's going to be very, very close to the line to gain. I don't think he's got the first down, but that's a nice bit of running there, and really a better tackle for Perry.
Yeah, that was a nice job that time on the right-hand side of the offensive line. Jacob Griffin able to get a seal block there and allow Jarquell Garner to pick up positive yardage, but not quite enough for the first down. They're going to be a bit short here on 4th.
It'll be spotted short, 2 yards, 4th and 2. Do they use the hard count here, or are they going to try to go for it? And that time they try to use the hard count with Darren Smith. They just about got the defensive lineman to jump. I formation. Again, Smith looking back towards the sideline here. 2 wide receiver package. And Smith's going to take the handoff. He's going to give the ball to Jarquell Garner. Jarquell Garner is going to lower the shoulder, and he's going to be very close to the line again. I don't think he got it. And the Perry Pumas believe that they came up with a defensive stand right there. Whoever was going to be lowest, James, was going to win that pile. And it looked like Ryan Short, the defensive end, was right there to snuff out Jarquell Garner.
Yes, he was. He submarined his offensive lineman that time, got underneath him. Low man wins, as you mentioned up front, all the time in football, and Perry did a great job that time getting underneath the Red Mountain Mountain Lions and forcing the 4th down conversion.
Andre Mayberry also in that area defensively, but Short picks up his 7th tackle of the year, and on the turnover on downs, Perry will get the football back with a 7-0 lead. Chubbett turns around, hands the ball to Young, and Young's going to be tackled in the backfield. Nice defensive pursuit there by Red Mountain. got screened off there. It might have been Jacob Griffin making the play on the backside, and he came across the field. We'll have to double check that.
Yeah, look on the replay there. Georgie Ramirez knifing in, keeping his outside shoulder free, and did a great job there on the Red Mountain defensive side of the ball.
Boy, Georgie Ramirez, a nice job there from that safety spot in run support. Purdy back to the air. Steps up in the pocket. Got to be careful here, and he's going to go down, and he's sacked. Purdy sacked on the play, and excellent pass rush that time by Alexander Randall and Jacob Griffin. They got to the quarterback about the same time, and for Griffin, give him a half sack. That's his third and a half sack in as many games for Jacob Griffin.
Yes, outstanding job from Jacob Griffin that time, and he is playing Iron Man football right now on the defensive side of the ball for Red Mountain, and credit as well to Francis Kumi getting on that one as well.
3rd and 14. Penalty marker on the field. Scott Hansen, our AIA official, the head referee tonight, will make the call and indicate illegal procedure against the Perry Pumas. So that'll back them up 5 more yards. And right now, Kyle Anders' defense can pin their ears back just a little bit. They can go after the quarterback here. It's 3rd and 19 from the Pumas 16-yard line.
Yeah, look for Red Mountain to bring some edge pressure on this one here as it's 3rd and long for Perry.
4-man front. They bring a regular rush. Purdy over the middle of the field. It's incomplete. He was going for the receiver. The target was going down the seam. That was Colby Dickey. That's his favorite target. And he just overthrew that one. And right there you saw the arm strength of Chubba Purdy, but that one was just a little too much adrenaline on that one.
Yeah, he had great protection up front, able to set his feet and deliver the ball down the middle. Tried to connect with the receiver, but unfortunately not able to that time for Perry.
So Red Mountain's defense stiffens once again. Back in punt formation for the Perry Pumas. Should be Connor Boyd. Good snap. Boyd, a right-footed kicker, angles one to the near sideline, and it's a good punt this time, and it's a great roll for the Perry Pumas, and that is going to help out that young man's average. Excellent punt for the Perry Pumas. So Red Mountain will get the football back. They'll have it on their own 33-yard line, and they're trailing 7-0.
Yeah, if you're Red Mountain, they want to establish some offensive efficiency here and some kind of consistency on the offensive side of the ball. Try to get Jarquil Garner involved more in the running game, and that will open up a few passing lanes for Darren Smith and the Red Mountain Mountain Lions.
When you draw this one up, James, this is the type of game that Red Mountain wants to get you in. They want to basically go heavyweight bout. We're going to tie you up a few times during the middle of that bout and back up, fight some more, but keep Chubba Purdy off the field is the game plan for Mike Peterson. And for Preston Jones, they want their quarterback right back out on the field. Smith going to run it to Jarquil Garner. Jarquil takes on a tackler, and he's violently hammered to the ground. Boy, that was a collision, James. Right there, the point of contact was ferocious. And it looked like the big fella came in there and just made a big-time tackle. The defensive end, Travis Beckman, 6'4", 240, just took on Jarquil Garner, and that time it was Beckman getting the better end.
Yes, he did. A nice job at staying to the outside, keeping his outside shoulder free. Mentioned that a minute ago, and made a nice defensive play there for the Perry Pumas.
The first 12 minutes are in the books here from John Wrenn Stadium on the campus of Perry High School. Our score, Perry 7, Red Mountain 0. Second quarter action coming up next. The only touchdown of the game scored by Mr. Burns. It's 7-0. Perry leads it. Jaden Burns, outstanding runner, tough physical runner, has the touchdown for Perry. Red Mountain with their third drive of the evening here. Moving left to right. A fresh 12 minutes on the clock here. Pretty good crowd on both sides here as you watch tonight's game on Perry Live 365. Second quarter ready to go. I formation for Darren Smith. And he fires a slant off the fingertips of Ramses Rivera. Providing the coverage that time for the Perry Pumas was Jalen Young. Check that. That is Tracy Franklin. That's the beauty of having over 120 players on your roster. You're going to have multiple numbers right there. And, of course, number 28 worn by the offensive running back, Jalen Young. But that time it was Tracy Franklin, the corner, in there to make the defensive play. But that might be a ball that Ramses Rivera should catch.
Yeah, you would think he would be able to get his hands on that one and haul it in, but unfortunately not able to for Red Mountain.
Three wide receivers to Smith on the play fake. Fires over the middle of the field, and the ball is nearly intercepted. He tried to fit it into window to Clem Reese-Peebles, and unfortunately he couldn't fit it in, but Jackson Ford, the middle linebacker, was right there and just about picked one off.
Yeah, you see the replay there. A nice ball over the middle that time for Red Mountain, but nearly intercepted by the Perry Pumas.
You could see a little velo coming off the hand of Darren Smith. Talked about his quick release. Didn't get a chance to throw the ball very much last night. There's Scott Hansen with a sideline warning. Looks like it was towards the Perry Pumas. I think that's something that we see every week now, James. We see a sideline warning or some sort of infraction on one of these coaches' prospective sidelines. So,
yeah, tight ball game like this, both coaches ready to go, amped up, and they got to keep control of that sideline. They're going to have to get the get-back coach and get him doing his job here on the sideline tonight.
So Garner brings his 34.3 average on the kick. Good snap from Titus Pulliam, a low left-footed kick, a low line drive, and it's fielded on the far sideline there. And with no real estate to roam that time, excellent special teams work by the Red Mountain Lions and Colby Dickey. The last two punt returns hasn't had anywhere to go. That's excellent special teams work by the Mountain Lions.
Yes, credit to the special team coach for Red Mountain, getting his guys ready to play here tonight, and they are swarming the football. It's not the first time that they've made a good team on play on special teams, and they look to continue to do that here throughout the evening here at Perry High School.
7-0 ball game, 11:45 to go till halftime. Deshane James out for the year. The outstanding, talented wide receiver on his way to play football at Iowa State. He'll join Brock Purdy there next year. And Ty McElroy, the outstanding, talented running back for Red Mountain, he too on the shelf. This is a design run to Chubba Purdy. And Chubba Purdy gets into the secondary, and he's going to just take that body of his and lunge forward for a big run there. About an 8-yard power run from the quarterback that time.
Yeah, if you take a look at the replay here, Mannon coming in motion to the near side. Chubba Purdy decides right away he's going to run the football. Does a great job of carrying the pile. Alexander Randall will cost him there about after a 5-yard gain. But once again, Chubba Purdy on the attack there for the Perry Pumas.
Gain of 8. Evan Alpta right there. Nice defensive play for him, helping out low on that tackle. Purdy to the air. Wants to set up a screen. It's not there. He's going to heave it down the field, looking for Dickey, and the ball's out of bounds. So you saw the arm strength right there from Chubba Purdy.
He's got a cannon, Kevin.
You look at the size. As a junior, 6'2", 196. That's prototypical size. His brother is about as accurate passer as anybody's seen at the high school level. He's now playing at Iowa State. He's in the mix at Iowa State. We're talking about the Gatorade Player of the Year, Brock Purdy, accounted for 67 touchdowns last season. Over 5,000 total yards for the older brother of this young man right here, Chubba Purdy, running with the football, and he's going to take on the line of scrimmage and get belted right there. Nice defense on the edge by Red Mountain. Georgia Ramirez was one of those guys there, and also Isaac Thompson right there in some run support. Excellent job there by the Red Mountain defense.
Yeah, great job that time. Crashing down and stopping the play was Red Mountain's defense, and a nice job of knifing in that time and stopping the Perry Pumas and forcing the fourth down here.
This is 4th and 2 on their own 45-yard line. They overload to the left side. Red Mountain will stem just a bit. There's going to be a penalty marker thrown on the field. It might be movement assessed to Perry, and that's exactly what it is. So Red Mountain matches the overload to the left side with some stemming on their own, and they get the Perry Pumas to move just a bit, and that was enough to cost him 5 yards, and that's going to change the decision of Preston Jones from going forward in his own territory to perhaps kicking this one away.
Yeah, that was a great job that time for Red Mountain. You mentioned their adjustment there just pre-snap and did a nice job of holding their water and not being affected by the changes on the Perry side as well.
Connor Boyd on the punt. It's like that swinging gate. They spread him out on the line. Good snap. Here comes the rush. And it'll be George Ramirez back deep. And I tell you what, Alexander Randall came within a fingernail from blocking that one. The high-octane motor of number 90, AR, in there rumbling on that special teams, and he just missed.
Yeah, he did a great job knifing in there, and almost untouched off the line of scrimmage that time was Alexander Randall for Red Mountain, and nearly caused havoc there in the backfield of Perry.
First couple of rounds in the books here. The Pumas still lead this fight on points right now. They lead it 7-0 on the Jaden Burns 3-yard touchdown plunge, all set up by a Jaden Burns 36-yard run. 7-0 Perry. Darren Smith back on the field. Behind him is Jarquell Garner. 3 wide receivers. Make it 2 with a tight end. They give it to Garner, and Garner slips in the backfield and he goes down. So coming up to get an easy TFL for the Perry Pumas was Jackson Ford. That's his second tackle of the night. None easier than that one.
Yeah, that was a great job of pursuit that time, and unfortunately for Red Mountain, running back lost his footing there as he approached the line of scrimmage and went down for the easy tackle.
As soon as Jarquell literally put his foot in the ground, he tried to make a cut. He lost his footing on this natural grass surface. Just a gorgeous playing field here at Perry High School. 2nd and 12 from the 19-yard line. Shotgun snap. Here comes the pressure. The throw is on the outside. It's caught by Ramses Rivera. Rivera makes, check that, that's Lorenzo Bowers, and Bowers makes the longest play of the year for him, about a 15-yard run, and what did he do? He made a man miss and then steamed ahead for extra yardage, first down yardage for Lorenzo Bowers.
Yeah, nice job, Red Mountain's offense converting that time. You see the replay here, throws the ball out to the far side of the field, hauled in there by Lorenzo Bowers, and he heads straight north for the Red Mountain first down. Nice job there for Lobo.
Lobo getting it done, big reception for him. Gain of 13 yards unofficially, 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Red Mountain will move the chains. They give it to Garner. Garner is going to run right up the middle, and he's going to be grabbed and brought down after no gain. Good pursuit by that front 4 by the Perry Pumas, and that time it looked like number 31 in on the play, Akena Nwanko. But check that. You got to go back to the second 31. It's the other 31, Kellen Simmons, 6'2", 190, getting low to the ground there and making a nice play out of that secondary. Gain of 1 for Jarquell Garner. He gets a good spot. 2nd and 9 from their own 37-yard line. Smith under center on a play fake. Here comes the rush. He throws, and the ball's going to be picked off. The ball's intercepted by the Perry Pumas. And Kalem Reese-Peebles, for the 3rd time in 2 weeks, makes a big-time play defensively after an interception. And trying to figure out who caught that ball. I believe it was number 32. Make it 30. It was number 32.
Indeed, it was 32 on the replay there. You could see him come across the middle of the field, saw the quarterback's eyes the entire way, spied the quarterback, and was able to haul that one in for the interception for the Perry defense. Nice job that time. Number 32 for Perry, Joshua Amaro, 5'8", 150. He's the senior.
Back to action we go after the interception. It's Chubba Purdy to the ground. He'll give it to Young, and Young's going to be met in the backfield right there. Right at the line of scrimmage, Francisco Saucedo there along with Jacob Griffin. So no gain that time for Young. Back and forth we go, and that's something that Red Mountain wants to do tonight, take care of the football. It's the 3rd interception in 2 weeks for Darren Smith. Empty set for Chubba Purdy. The junior quarterback had Francis Kumi jump off sides, and the head linesman is going to be in place right there to make that call right away. So at the 8:01 mark, another penalty assessed, and this one's going to go against Red Mountain in the 5-yard variety.
Yeah, you don't want to give up those cheap yards or give any yards to Perry at this point, especially if you're Red Mountain trailing here 7-0 to the Pumas, and they are driving here on this possession.
Purdy 34 of 58, 425 yards on the young season after 2 games. On the rollout, throws to the right side, has a completion made, and it's very close to the first down.
Yeah, that was a nice job on that play that time.
Jaden Young making the reception, and that was a nice pass there by Chuba Purdy to where only Young could make the catch.
Yeah, great job finding his man on the outside of the field there, and credit to number 28, Tracy Franklin, hanging in there. That was number 28, Jalen Young, in on pass protection there for Perry.
So with the spot, they're going to be short, and they're marked short, 3rd and 1 from the 24-yard line. Burns behind Purdy. He fumbles the ball. The ball's on the carpet. It's loose, and there's a scrum for it. And I think Isaac Thompson came away with the football, or Braden Jansen. Let's double check that. Isaac Thompson, right place at the right time. He had a collision with Chuba Purdy fighting for the loose ball, and Isaac Thompson is going to win that battle in most cases. That is the 3rd turnover in 2 weeks for Isaac Thompson.
Yeah, nice job by the Red Mountain defense. Isaac Thompson crashing in there and doing some damage in the Perry backfield. And Red Mountain coming up with a huge turnover here midway through the second quarter of this one.
Kyle Enders, the defensive coordinator for Red Mountain, dials up a run blitz, and that helped out, but it was the fact that Purdy couldn't get the exchange with Burns, and that allowed the ball to go on the carpet. Red Mountain tries to take advantage. This is Jarquell Garner, runs a sweep to the left side, turns it upfield, and he's got about a 5-yard run right there. And that's a nice gash there on first down. Good run there for the Mountain Lions.
Yes, some very positive yards there for Red Mountain, able to pick up about 4 yards on that tote for Jarquell Garner. So nice job there for Red Mountain after the turnover.
1 turnover for each team, 7-0 first half from John Wrenn Stadium on the campus of Perry High School. This is Jarquell Garner again, and Garner is going to be met after maybe a yard, maybe 2. Good pursuit there by the defensive lineman for the Perry Pumas. That time, once again, getting low is Ethan Barnhart. Barnhart, 6'1", 240. So it'll be a possession play, 3rd and 6 for Darren Smith and the Red Mountain Lions. Ball spotted on the 29-yard line of Perry. 6:38 to go till halftime. 3 wide receivers set. Clem Reese-Peebles to the slot. Smith out of the gun, going over the middle of the field. The ball's in and out of the hands of Clem Reese-Peebles. So a bullet, and you can see Smith asking for the route to continue up the field. So perhaps a miscommunication for the Mountain Lions, but Red Mountain will turn it over. Nice defensive play there by the secondary for the Perry Pumas.
Yeah, nice job in coverage on the back end there for Perry that time. And tried to throw into what was essentially triple coverage, did Darren Smith for Red Mountain that time, but unfortunately unable to complete the ball.
Connor Gardner back deep. Good snap. And he'll send it up in the air with that left foot. It'll be Colby Dickey from his own 35-yard line with a fair catch. They'll spot it at the 35, right where we call it. So on the change of possessions, Perry will get the football right back. They continue to lead 7-0 in the first half here. And as we talked about early in that first quarter, from a heavyweight bout perspective, just a lot of punching, some jabs, throwing, some tying up, and getting back to their respective corners and coming out fresh again.
Yeah, a lot of nice body blows, if you will, on that drive there for both teams. And here we go. Perry's going to have it back in their corner, leading here 7-0.
Burns back in the backfield. This will be Chuba Purdy. Looked like it was a design play, and Purdy on the run, and he's going to have his legs taken out from underneath him. Sheck Daniels up there to make a nice defensive play for the Red Mountain Lions. Their boundary corner comes up and run support that time and takes the legs out on the quarterback, Chuba Purdy.
Yeah, he did a nice job of using his legs, trying to make a play for his football team there, but nice job once again for Red Mountain's defense coming up and closing it down.
We talk about tempo early on, and Perry is on a very, very warm night. Their pace has slowed down just a bit. They continue to lead here 7-0 as you watch tonight's game on Perry Live 365. Kevin Derryberry alongside James Movie. This off a play fake. This is Chuba Purdy in space. Throws on the run down the field. Ball's going to be picked off. It's intercepted by Tanner Goodchild. Goodchild to the far side of the field to the 50, to the 43-yard line, and it's going to be steamrolled right there by the offensive player playing defense, and that was number 2, Jordan Young, playing DB that time, but Purdy throws an interception, and Tanner Goodchild with a nice play.
Yeah, an excellent play there. Goodchild reading the quarterback. He had no responsibility there, playing deep thirds, came up and made the pick, and it almost took it to the house, took it to the far side of the football field, eluded a couple of tacklers on the offensive side for Perry there, and what a great job for Red Mountain's defense. And they're going to be in business here, Kevin.
Goodchild with his first interception of the year. That's the third pick of the season for the young Chubba Purdy. Darren Smith under center. They want Garner to have the ball. He's got it, and he's going to be hammered in the backfield. A TFL blowing up the play for Perry. That time was number 90. We've called his name a couple times tonight. Ethan Barnhart, once again, getting it done on the run stuff.
Yeah, what a great job that time. You can see coming up there and knifing through, basically unabated to the ball carrier, number 90 for Perry. That was Ethan Barnhart, 6'1", 240, and he used all 240 pounds there that time in the middle.
You don't see Cost and Cooley get blown up very often, but that happened that time. Smith out of the gun. He throws. The ball's caught by Carter Wheat. Close to the first down. He tries to slip a tackle and does, and he's going to be grabbed on the 25-yard line. But Carter Wheat busts off a nice play out of the tight end position, and that's what they need to do is get that big fella going. Number 99, the BYU commit, Carter Wheat.
Yeah, Darren Smith drops back, finds Carter Wheat running a crossing route there. Excellent job. Carter Wheat kept his legs moving, did a little high step in there near the 25-yard line, and an excellent pickup there once again for Red Mountain's offense.
Yeah, and an excellent tackle there by Travis Calloway. He wrapped him up, a big fella lumbering down the field. That was an excellent tackle there as Carter Wheat broke a couple of them. Two wide receivers to the left side. Again, Smith under center. This time he's going to hand it to Garner, and Garner's going to get belted at the point of attack, but he's going to fall forward through the crease for about a yard, maybe two if they give him a great spot. So tough run on there for Jarquel Garner as Georgie Ramirez will come on and be the running back here in this next series. And James, you see Georgie double deuces out there playing both sides of the ball for Red Mountain.
Yeah, a couple of Ironman players on Red Mountain's roster tonight. Georgie Ramirez is definitely one of those there. And credit on that last play as well to number 56, Charlie Ola up front, pushing the pile for Red Mountain.
Ryan Short will sit this play out for Perry. They give it to Georgie Ramirez running out that left side, and he's going to have a yard, maybe two. But again, excellent pursuit that time by the Perry Pumas defense. A trio of tacklers right there in run support. And you had a whole slew of guys there doing the dirty work down low. So maybe a yard for Garner. Some tough running here. So it'll be a 3rd and 8. Clock at 3:29 in the second quarter. 7-0 Perry. Approaching the red zone of the Red Mountain Mountain Lions. Out of the gun. This is Darren Smith. Steps up in the pocket. He throws. The ball's caught and then dropped again. And what happens is you make the catch. They're going to say, we'll wait for an official, and the back judge says, no, he did not catch the ball. Carter Wheat was the target. The ball was popped up in the air around the 5-yard line, and great job by the secondary for Puma to knock that one away.
Yeah, Darren Smith did a nice job of standing tall in the pocket, tried to deliver that one to Carter Wheat very near the end zone line, goal line, but unfortunately falls incomplete for Red Mountain as Darren Smith threw in a double coverage there for Perry.
Joshua Amaro doing a great job defensively there, and no quit in him as he continued to effort to break that ball up. 39-yard field goal upcoming here for the junior kicker Connor Gardner. He's perfect 2 for 2 this year, and now there's more movement up front. A penalty marker has been thrown, and the Perry Pumas in celebration that perhaps they got the Mountain Lions moving. That'll cost them 5 yards if indeed they were.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Like I said a bit earlier in the broadcast, you cannot give up those precious yards here in a tight ball game such as this one. And they got every yard and every down is at a premium here.
So it goes the other way. Encroachment is the call. The Perry Pumas can't believe it. It'll be a 5-yard penalty march the other way. Does that change the decision of Mike Peterson? You got to figure he's going to take the 3 points. In fact, now he's going to talk about it, James. So Coach Peterson will take a timeout, the reigning East Valley Region Coach of the Year. You know, I was looking at Preston Jones, 4-1 in the Premier Region. You're thinking, well, why didn't Preston win the Coach of the Year in the Premier Region? And you look and say, oh, well, Sean Aguano's the head coach for the Chandler Wolves, and he seems to win that award on a perennial basis.
And deservedly so. He's got a perennial powerhouse, as they say out there in Chandler. And they are, once again, the team to beat this year. And we talked about it early in the broadcast as well. the juggernaut and the thorn in the side of both these squads is the Chandler Wolves. And will this be the year that one of these guys gets over the hump and puts Chandler away and ultimately takes the crown?
Let's play coach here, James. 3:15 to go till halftime. You're trailing 7-0. You get the benefit of the 5 yards. It looks like Red Mountain's going to bring the quarterback on the field. They want to go for it right here.
Yeah,
Fourth and 3 from the 17-yard line.
Look for him to dig in here, especially up front, and see if they can pick up these tough yards here on the Perry defense.
Darren Smith in at quarterback, takes the shotgun snap, looking left, and he's going to come in, and he's going to be sacked. The Perry Pumas defense stands up the quarterback, and they get a sack on 4th down, and Red Mountain's going to turn it over on downs.
Yeah, you take a look at the replay here. Nice job penetrating by the front four of Perry, getting through, getting off their blocks, and sandwiching Darren Smith, and ultimately dropping him for about a 6.5-yard loss. Excellent job up front for Perry.
Well, a host of tacklers right there, but it looked like Travis Beckman got the quarterback. Beckman is a talent. So it'll be a turnover on downs. Coach Peterson and the Red Mountain Mountain Lions, they roll the dice, and they can't get the yardage needed. So Chubba Purdy back on the field. 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line. They give it to the tailback, Young. Young to the 30, in space to the 40. Makes a man miss. He's belted at the 45-yard line, and he'll take the ball just to the 48-yard line. Jacob Griffin came over to make the tackle along with Evan Almta, but the young man getting it done. 28 once again. That is Jalen Young, and he's got a burst of speed and some acceleration.
Yeah, nice job on the shake and bake there as well as he got to the outside for Perry. An excellent run there for the Pumas.
They go to Burns this time, and he's going to be bottled up. And how about Evan Almta right there with run support to stick the ball carrier, Mr. Burns.
Yeah, nice job there, number 2, Evan Almta for Red Mountain, getting low and wrapping up around the legs of the ball carrier that time for Perry. That's number 28, Jalen Young, 5'9", 175, the senior.
Young had a 25-yard run on the previous play. Back to the ground again. This is Young. And Young running off that left side has a little crease there, and he picks up a very positive run right there on 2nd down.
Perry with a bit of no huddle here, trying to wear out that Red Mountain defense in a hurry.
3rd and 4 from the 47-yard line. Purdy out of the gun, fires near side, caught, but he's going to be short of the 1st down. Making the reception was Jordan Young. Young, 5'8", 195. He's been targeted 3 times tonight. Ball's going to be spotted on the 45-yard line of Red Mountain. 2:06 remaining till halftime. 7-0 Perry. 4th and 2 on the 45-yard line. Preston Jones says, keep the offense out. We're going for it. Attempts the hard count. They look back towards the offensive coordinator trying to get a play called. 4 wide receiver package here for Purdy. He's going to snap it, run it. Now he's going to go with it. He's got the 1st down, and he's open field to the 30, to the 25. Breaks the tackle, and he's going to be tackled from behind, but not before Chubba Purdy does it with his legs this time, right up the middle. That was a design run by the quarterback. Great call by Preston Jones and company. They got the 1st down.
Yeah, nice job that time. Chubba Purdy using his speed and elusivity to make a play for his football team.
Gain of 27 yards. They go to the ground game again. This is Young with a big burst up the middle. Gaping hole up the middle that time, gashing the Red Mountain interior defense. That's a nice run there by the talented tailback. He's starting to get his run game going. You can see the offensive line starting to have some success. Those guys, Kyle Lockhart and Amarine, getting it done. 1:37 to go till halftime. The clock is stopped. And with this pause of the action, we will step aside and take this pause with you. You're watching Perry football on Perry Live 365. Back after this brief timeout. Mike Peterson's team, they gamble on 4th down. Couldn't come up with a good play to move the chains. I liked the idea at one point going for 3, but here we are the other way. You talk about the pendulum swinging the other direction. Now the momentum is now in favor of the Perry Pumas. You look at the Perry Puma offense, Brock Purdy was so special. The accuracy of that young man, the cerebral approach that he had, the fact that he knew this offense like no other. That's impressive. His younger brother, Chubba's learning the game. He's learning this offense, and he's learning the nuances of playing varsity football. He's going to be a good one when it's all said and done, but you can kind of see Preston Jones taking some chances, but kind of keeping his quarterback to play a little conservatively at certain points.
Yeah, he wants to make sure and keep that confidence up in Chubba Purdy as he is learning the offense here, as you mentioned. But he's done a great job here tonight of making plays with his feet. He's got the size, he's got the mobility, and both of those have been on display here tonight for Perry.
On a balmy night out here in the East Valley from Perry High School, 7-0, $1:37 to go. This is Young to the edge, and Evan Alta again on the edge, comes in there and takes out the feet of the tailback Young. Nice job by the defense of Red Mountain stretching that play out.
Yeah, they did a great job that time here. You can see it. Chubba Purdy breaks the huddle. Here comes the play. A nice job of Red Mountain staying and keeping outside contained on that play and not letting Perry outside.
Alta with the wrap-up right there. Again, a quick snap. They go to Young, and Young is going to rumble right into the end zone for a touchdown. A 7-yard burst up the middle, breaking a tackler and turning those legs into the end zone. Paydirt pops, touchdown, the Perry Pumas. They now lead it 13-0.
Nice job pushing the pile that time. Perry's offensive line up front. Credit to the center and the left guard on that one, pushing the pile and ultimately getting into the end zone 4-6.
That guy again, Kyle Lockhart, he's a load. 13-0, extra point pending. Good snap, good hold, and flying in off the edge. Nearly blocking that one was Shaq Daniels. Daniels blocked 2 kicks last year. But that 1-point conversion attempt is good. Samuel Cross with the kick. 1:23 to go to the break. Our score, Perry 14, Red Mountain 0.
Showing it, Coach. I think based on personnel, we'll be able to.
Jared Butler is back deep to receive for Red Mountain. Cross swings that right leg through. It'll be Rivera from his own goal line. Straight ahead to the 10. Slips through a tackle at the 20 to the 30, and out across the 30-yard line is Ramses Rivera. Outstanding return for him, and making that tackle was the place kicker, Samuel Cross. Nice job there on special teams by their place kicker, getting it done, putting his head in the mix.
Yeah, not afraid to step up and make contact. Nice job on special teams there for Perry. That's going to put their defense in a pretty decent position here as Red Mountain is going to take over the football with 1:17 remaining here in the first half.
How do the Mountain Lions answer the touchdown after the turnover on downs in the red zone? Perry leads it here 14-0. Ramses Rivera back on the field. He'll line up to the near side. 3 wide receiver package. Jarquell Garner flanked to the right of Darren Smith. Good snap. Going down the field looking for Ramses Rivera, and the ball's underthrown. And coming up there to make the play defensively was their cornerback, Tracy Franklin. That's going to happen at least one more time tonight. James will do it, I'll do it. But Tracy Franklin on the coverage there. And unfortunately for Ramses Rivera, on a 9 route, he beat his man, but the ball was underthrown.
Yeah, it was a great route that he ran that time, but nice closing on the defensive side of the football that time for number 28, the cornerback Tracy Franklin, and a great defensive play there for Perry.
This is something that Red Mountain wasn't really expecting of this young man from Sydney to struggle in the next couple of games, but He has missed a couple of throws, and the interceptions are some cause for concern here. 2nd and 10 for the 32-yard line. They give it to Jarquell Garner on the sweep. Jarquell Garner into the secondary, and he's got the first down and a little bit more. Give him about 11-yard run, but let's see if this one holds up. There's a penalty marker thrown in the area of holding, and here comes Scott Hansen with the call, and the preliminary indication is holding against Red Mountain.
Yeah, nice job on the replay there. You see number 45, Jarquell Garner for Red Mountain, doing a nice job getting up the field, and credit to the right side of the offensive line for Red Mountain, paving the way. Francisco Salcedo and Jacob Griffin out there for the Lions.
Travis Calloway made that tackle on Jarquell Garner, and now the Perry Pumas starting to feel this momentum change just a little bit here. Starting to get the sense of the blood in the water here. Darren Smith's going to have to take care of the football, and the Red Mountain offense is going to have to wake up here as they've been shut out here through the first 23 minutes and some change.
Yeah, if your offensive coordinators, Chris Andriotis and Tabor Lamar, you have to be in to start taking a few shots here if you're Red Mountain, and they got to get back in this football game, Kevin.
And I think they did. It was a great call to go to Rivera. Again, the ball just underthrown there. And Darren Smith has a big arm. There's no question about that. So we'll have to kind of work out the kinks. Last week, Red Mountain used 3 different players to throw passes. Of course, one of them was a halfback pass by their tailback, Georgia Ramirez, but Hiram Boren is thrust into the backup duty with their backup quarterback, Garrett Strail, has a bad wheel, so Hiram Boren is number 2 on the depth chart.
Yeah, if you're Red Mountain here, you would love nothing more than to get down the field and at least put something on the board here as we go into halftime.
So Darren Smith will line up in a pistol formation, 2 wide receivers to the left side. It's Jarquell Garner, cuts it back, and again, with a big burst of speed and a big hole up the middle, he gets a lot of that penalty yardage right back, and very similar to the play they just ran. Jarquell Garner, again, with that burst, some acceleration, gets into the secondary and does damage.
Yeah, great job that time opening the holes up front. Once again, Red Mountain's offensive line, but Jarquell Garner using an excellent bit of patience there, letting the play develop and carrying the ball north and south. Great job for Red Mountain.
Costin Cooley blowing open that hole, a gaping hole right up the middle. So timeout taken on the field for Red Mountain. For Jarquell Garner, that was a gain of 17 yards on the previous play, and now Red Mountain faced with a 3rd and 3 with 49 ticks on the clock. They trail it 14-0. You wonder what they'll try to do here. Do you take, I'd say let's be coach again. Great opportunity for a play fake here. You got to figure that they're going to anticipate being conservative and getting out of here with a nice running play, maybe extending this drive, maybe moving the chains one more time. But I'd do a nice little play action fake and take a shot down the field to Ramses Rivera.
Most definitely. Take advantage of that great pass protection up front that they had here all night long for Darren Smith. Keep one in the backfield there for protection. And it looks like they're going to maybe just kneel this one down, Kevin.
That is the look. But they give it to Garner. Garner will spin around, and he will lunge towards the first down. And the ball is going to be spotted, I believe, about a half a football short of the first down.
Yeah, very near the line to gain there for Red Mountain.
They went into a jumbo set. Clock continues to run. They didn't get the first down. So it'll be 4th and 1, and Mike Peterson just might elect to let this clock run out. He's standing right next to the official, so perhaps to save some yardage, they'll take another timeout. We can't see the play clock here from our vantage point here. I don't believe I've seen the play clock all night long.
Unless it's tucked behind the Puma den over there.
So with 8 seconds on the game clock, Red Mountain will stop it, use their final timeout of the half, and they will just kick this one away here in just a moment. Now, keep in mind here, you want to continue to play smart, disciplined football. You probably want to kick this away from Colby Dickey right here. You don't need anything going south at this stage of the game. And if you're Perry, you put the hands into Colby Dickey, watch out.
Yeah, ideally you do not want him to touch the football here if you're Red Mountain.
Gardner drills it to the left side with that left foot, gets another great roll, and Dickey does make a play on it, and he's going to be dropped right away. So Colby Dickey made a nice play. Special teams tackle there by Red Mountain, number 27 that time, Luis Arredondo. So with 3/10 of a second remaining on the clock, that's pretty solid clock work here at Perry High School at John Wrenn Stadium with 3/10 of a second. If I was running the clock, James, I would let that 3/10 run off. Well, that's good clock work there. Chuba Purdy will take the snap, take the kneel, and both teams will go to the respective dressing rooms and talk this one over for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, if you're Red Mountain, you're definitely going to have some adjustments to make on both sides of the football. They want to go ahead and get some offense going, obviously, because they have no points on the board here so far in the first half. But the defense has played pretty decent, but they're going to have to dig their heels in as well and stop the big plays for Perry here in the second half.
We played 24 minutes from Perry High School on Perry Live 365. Kevin Derryberry alongside James Poovey. We've reached the break. We'll step aside for all of our halftime festivities. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
sideline over there. It's not bad. No. And see, you can see it, you know, you guys get to see everything on the sideline.
Some schools, you don't even know they're there.
Right.
Other schools,
You know what, my philosophy on it is the guys that are busy coaching their kids have the best sidelines because they're not trying to coach us. And they're not going to be able to coach us anyway. First of all, we can't hear them. And second of all, we got enough, we got enough going on. That,
you're right. But I mean, we're on Chandler sideline, man, and there's got to be 40 guys.
I know.
I don't know how many coaches they got.
Yeah.
You can't even move the chains, hardly.
Right.
Hamilton used to be the same way under Bellis.
Oh, well, that's a whole disaster.
I don't know what it is now.
So we did the Cactus scrimmage. Bellis' brother is an assistant at Cactus, and Bellis was in the stands.
Oh, I know he's around.
He took a job in Utah.
I did. I saw his
He's back. He's already didn't work.
That's fine.
Oh, is he the punter?
He's the punter and he's one of the receivers.
Have you been punting tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, good. You better pull those pants down.
Hey, CB!
Because Dean will send him out. Have a good one. All right, let's stay focused, Dean. Have a good second half.
Remind me when we get out there. Talk to him.
Okay. We already did it.
I can't imagine what we could be doing if we were broadcasting at 19 years of age. My goodness.
I know, right?
We welcome you back on Perry Live 365.com. Kevin Derryberry alongside James Pooey, 14-0 as we begin the second half. It'll be Ramirez circling under inside the 3, and he takes it out to the 15-yard line, maybe the 16-yard line, and he was belted right there. Special teams tackle by the Perry Pumas. It looked like Brock Lane was the first one to get down there. Also in the vicinity was Jalen Canberra. So Ramirez, with very little room to navigate, Red Mountain will start the second half trailing 14-0 with the ball on their own 17-yard line. Hiram Boren has started the second half at quarterback in the Storm package. 3 wide receivers stacked to the near side. 5 wide receiver package for Boren, empty set. Boren takes the snap, looks left all the way, fires, and the ball is going to be caught. A one-handed catch by Tanner Goodchild. Let's see if they give him the possession. The umpire is going to place the ball down, and they're going to give him the catch. So Hiram Boren to Tanner Goodchild. They'll open up the second half, good for 7 yards for the Mount Lions.
Yeah, nice job setting his feet. That time was Boren and delivered out to Tanner Goodchild on the left-hand side. Excellent job there for Red Mountain converting that one.
Again, empty set, trips to the far side. Good snap for Boren. Fires over the middle of the field, looking for Goodchild again. And that ball was in and out of the wickets of Goodchild. Late penalty marker comes in as Goodchild took a shot.
That was number 44 closing in on defense there for Perry. That's Braxton Smith, the middle linebacker, senior, 6'3", 205, with an excellent defensive play there for the Pumas.
Braxton wears number 44. His dad, Corbin's the head coach at McClintock. And, of course, his grandfather is Jim Jones. The ties here at Perry High School. So on the play, an illegal man down assessed to Red Mountain. So that would negate any successful play there. Ball was incomplete, so they'll move him back 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 19-yard line. Boren has started the second half at quarterback, replacing Darren Smith. Empty set, 4 wide receiver package, 10 personnel. There goes Goodchild in motion. This is Boren on the quarterback keeper, and he's going to be grabbed at the line of scrimmage and thrown down to the ground. Wow, what a tackle there by the Perry Pumas. It looked like coming in there to make that play was Andrew Moon.
Yes, indeed it was. We'll take a look at the replay here. Boren with the play fake ends up keeping it, and right from the defensive line position that time. Excellent job there for the Perry Pumas.
Andrew Moon came in there and just shook off any would-be blocker and absolutely destroyed the ball carrier, Boren. Darren Smith's back in. He throws to a wide-open Carter Wheat, and he's going to somersault close to the first down. Great impact on that collision. The big fella, Carter Wheat, somersaulted close to the first down, but again, Perry Pumas have picked up the physicality here in the second half, and they just laid a lick right there. Excellent open field tackle. Number 18 on that play, in there wreaking havoc, and that was Clayton Schmitz, the two-way player. What a physical play there, James.
Yeah, very physical. Nice job there, upending Carter Wheat after the nice reception there on the pass from Hiram Boren for Red Mountain.
Ball spotted short, 4th and 1 on the 26-yard line. Here comes Connor Gardner with Colby Dickey back deep. And a booming punt this time by Gardner, fielded by Colby Dickey on his 38-yard line. He signaled fair catch early in that kick on the change of possession. The Perry Pumas with a 14-0 lead, James, have a chance to add to that here with the first possession of the third quarter.
Yeah, Perry in command of this one here, up 14-0 as we begin the third quarter of action. Red Mountain not able to get much going offensively there, unfortunately, for the Mountain Lions on that drive, and Perry's going to take over here in pretty good field position out near the 40-yard line as they start their drive, once again leading here 14-0, 10:09 here remaining in the third quarter.
Chubb Purdy will start the second half at quarterback, and much like they did in the first half, on first down, they run the football. And they run the football with, looks like starting the second half is Jaden Burns. In a pistol formation, it's Chuba Purdy. And there's a collision in the backfield, and Burns is going to be dropped to the ground after that collision with Chuba Purdy. So some miscommunication there for the Perry Pumas, and it looks like number 90, Alexander Randall, is going to get a very easy tackle for a loss right there. In fact, maybe they'll just give him a TFL.
Yeah, he'll take that all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. That time for number 90, Alexander Randall, getting in there for Red Mountain, and the gimme from the Perry Pumas.
Clayton Schmitz to the near side, lined up with Shaq Daniels. One-on-one coverage there. This is Chubb Purdy going to the near side, and the ball is going to be in and out of the hands of Colby Dickey. And right there to make it difficult on that reception was the secondary coverage provided there, and that hit provided by Shaq Daniels, and the baby thumper Braden Jansen also there in the vicinity to force a fourth down situation. So Boyd on to punt for the Perry Pumas, as Red Mountain gets a defensive stand here in the opening series of this second half. And one thing that these coaching staffs are very, very good at, that is making adjustments, and it'll be interesting to see how these teams fare here in the second half with only 14 points scored in the first 24 minutes.
Yeah, both these coaches, as you mentioned, very good at their halftime adjustments, as well as both coordinators for both teams.
So the punt by Boyd angles to the near side. It's a high punt, and the head linesman will mark it out of the 31-yard line of Red Mountain. That's where the Mountain Lions will begin their second series of this second half. They couldn't do anything in the first series.
Yeah, a bit of a stall there offensively for Red Mountain, and they're very fortunate to have a number of good defensive plays there from their defense, and they're able to get the ball back here. Let's see what they can do here. About 1st and 10 from their own 31.
Couple of touchdown runs in the first half for the Perry Pumas. Jalen Young had one, and Jaden Burns had the other. Darren Smith to the air, to Ramses Rivera, up the sideline on that bubble screen. And Rivera, one of those kind of players, James, when he catches the football, he likes to look for contact, and you don't see wide receivers do that very often.
Yeah, not very often will you find Ramses Rivera, number 4 for Red Mountain, avoiding contact. He hauls the ball in, secures it very tightly, high and tight, and immediately gets the ball upfield and looks for contact on the way.
Tracy Franklin and Mayberry in on that stop defensively. They go to Garner on a sweep again. Running right, trying to turn the corner on the edge there a little bit was Jarquell Garner. And again, excellent run support by the defensive line for Perry. Just sliding over, shifting over, and getting in position and squaring up the ball carrier.
Yeah, very nice job that time by the defensive front four for Perry. That 3 technique on the inside there did an excellent job. I believe that's number 72 for Perry, knifing through there, keeping his shoulder square to the line of scrimmage and making the play.
Big play here for Red Mountain, short yardage situation, 3rd and 2 for the 39-yard line. Perry showed blitz. They run it to Garner. Garner's going to try for the first down. They're going to grab him by the shirt tail and spin him back. So Garner trying to pick him up and put him down there. Not a lot of room for him to run, and he took a shot, and he's going to have to fix the shoulder pad and everything. And once again, the Puma front four very stout in run support right here.
Yeah, very nice job there. They pulled the backside tackle and guard, the backside guard that time on that play, and Perry was right there to shut it down.
Jackson forward in the middle of that fracas to shut down the run of the Red Mountain. And when you shut down the run of Red Mountain, you're shutting down their offense right now. So it'll be 4th and 1 for the Mountain Lions. Here comes Connor Gardner for the 4th time tonight. Good snap from Pulliam. And he sends that one up into the air. It'll be Colby Dickey with a fair catch at the 25-yard line. He bobbled it, but corrals it in and flips it to the head linesman again on the change of possession. 7:33 remaining in this third quarter. The Pumas remain up 14-0. And James, you look at the first half just a little bit. Both teams a little lethargic in the offensive arsenal. Just not a lot to describe the action, if you will.
Yeah, we were talking during the halftime break, and there wasn't a whole lot of exciting plays in that first half. A bit of ground and pound football, which is a lot to like if you do like the defensive side of the football game. But both these offensive looking to maybe make a few big plays here and take a few shots.
So they go to the ground again one time for the Perry Pumas. They run a sweep, and both teams trying to get to the edge. That's what Perry wants to do. They want to get to the edge. That time it was Jalen Young, and Young really stretched out. Nice defense there by Red Mountain to only allow 2 yards for Young.
Yeah, Young trying to use a bit of patience there, trying to let that play develop on the near side, but not much doing there. Red Mountain's defense closing that one down in a hurry.
Purdy on a play fake. They again run the ball right side this time. No stretch play. And some good hard running there by Young, but good defense there. Isaac Thompson among friends in the middle of all that, along with Alexander Randall. A couple yards there for Jalen Young. Young had a 75-yard night last week, and they only played till halftime. Quick snap for Purdy. Purdy wants to set up the backside screen to the tight end. He makes the reception, and he'll try to weave his way through traffic, but with not a lot of real estate there for Kyle Patterson, wears number 93. You might remember the name Patterson. His dad is Sean Patterson, a one-time Green Bay Packer and former ASU Sun Devil. So they run the tight end screen back the other way, and it took a long time for that play to develop.
It did indeed, and Shaq Daniels coming on the pressure from the far side and forced that pass over the top there. And that was a very slow developing play, as you mentioned, but only good for a couple of yards there for Perry.
Inside 6 minutes to go in the third quarter, 14-0 as Boyd comes on to punt. Big rush that time and a high kick. Good punt, gets another favorable bounce for the Perry Pumas, and the ball's going to roll inside the 30-yard line. It'll be touched down there on the 28-yard line by the Pumas. Number 18, Clayton Schmitz. Schmitz, outstanding talent, one of the tougher players on this Perry Puma squad. And it's a physical game out there tonight.
It is. The big guys up front are getting after it, and it's a war of attrition here. And you've seen a few hands on hips as we've progressed into this third quarter here, but it all starts up front here. We'll see who can get the pass protection going and see if one of these teams is going to take a shot and get off the schneid on offense.
And now before we can get a playoff, Red Mountain will be forced to take a timeout. And that is not something that will please head coach Mike Peterson, having to take a timeout coming right out of a change of possession. That's a tough time to have to take a timeout if you're Mike Peterson.
Yeah, you almost feel like you wasted in essence there because you just got the chance to talk to the football team, but you're going to have to settle them down here and get them on track. Looking for that new quarterback, Hiram Bourne, that came in to get the offense going here for Red Mountain and see if they can get some points on the board here at Perry.
A score from Centennial High School in Phoenix. Bishop Gorman and the Coyotes from Centennial are tied at the half. They're scoreless at the break. So some big-time defense being played at Phoenix College here tonight.
Wow. Would love to see that big defensive battle there.
So for the Mountain Lions, after that timeout, faced with a 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line, they trail it 14-0. Out of the pistol, it's Smith on a play fake. Wants to go over the middle of the field. He's looking for another tight end that time. On the offensive route, there was Michael Pearson. Pearson wore number 77 last year, played defense, and now he's on the other side of the ball wearing number 46.
Yeah, he switched sides, and we'll see if he can make some contributions for the Red Mountain Lions here tonight. Well, Darren Smith has re-entered the ball game here for Red Mountain, so we'll see what he can provide on the offensive side of the ball.
So a penalty assessed to the Perry Pumas. It looked like it was a roughing the passer type penalty. It was a 15-yard variety. Jasper Parks in on the offensive line, the big fellow, number 79, on the playing field for Red Mountain. Carter Wheat set up at the tight end spot. Ramses Rivera to the near side. There goes Wheat in motion. In the pistol, it's the play fake. They give it to Jarquell Garner, and Jarquell Garner is going to pick up a yard, maybe a yard and a half, and that's about it. Again, excellent run-stuffing defense there provided by Ethan Barnhart and friends.
Yeah, great job there on the replay. You see number 7 crashing down the line of scrimmage, doing a great job running down the line. Andrew Moon, defensive end, 6'3", 210 for Perry, with a nice defensive play there for the Pumas.
So gain of 1 for Jarquell Garner. Kalim Reese-Peebles to the near side. 2 wide receiver package for Rivera. I beg your pardon. For the quarterback, Smith. Smith throwing the ball in the area of 2 receivers. And James, we can only speculate that somebody was in the wrong area. Perhaps the wrong route was run there. And even after all that, Ramses Rivera still had a chance to catch the football.
Yeah, it was in his grasp there. It looked like he was going to be able to haul it in for a moment, but unfortunately an errant pass there nonetheless, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and long here for the Mountain Lions.
For the first time in 2 games, the Red Mountain Lions facing some adversity on the offensive side of the ball. Really can't get any offensive rhythm or any kind of continuity at all here. And this one is Perry shows blitz here on 3rd and 9. Here they come. It's a delayed blitz. Ball's thrown over the middle of the field, and it's going to be off the hands of Carter Wheat. Looks like that Mayberry got there early, and if I had to bet my money, I'd say that was a pass interference, but let's wait and see what Scott Hansen has to say about this one. And I have to say, perhaps that ball was delivered just a little bit on the tardy side.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the replay here. It looks like Darren Smith trying to deliver that one in there, but nice defensive play there by number 9 for Perry. He was in great position. Andrew Mayberry, 6'1", 215, and a rangy defensive back that time for Perry.
It looked like a clean play, and the replay would show us that it was, but the officials will say that Mayberry got there early and created contact early, but that was a heck of a defensive play, so it would seem from our vantage point here, but Red Mountain will take advantage of it as they move the sticks with a penalty here. A rare first down for them, their first down of the second half. 1st and 10, Red Mountain from the Perry Puma 46-yard line. Smith out of the pistol formation, fires, ball's caught by Ramses Rivera. It's going to be a foot race, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Ramses Rivera. He got loose, and he beat the secondary, and Darren Smith that time found him on time, 46 yards to Pater. Pater pops touchdown, Red Mountain, and they are an extra point away from trailing 14-7.
Yeah, a little skinny post that time for Ramses Rivera. Nice job delivering the football on time and on target to Ramses Rivera. And touchdown Red Mountain. They are on the board here finally at Perry High School this evening.
For Rivera, his 3rd touchdown reception of the year. And they say speed kills, and that time he caught the ball, broke a tackle, and just galloped to the end zone uncontested. Bang, bang play, 46 yards. Darren Smith to Ramses Rivera. 4:48 to go in this 3rd quarter. Connor Gardner hits the 1-point conversion attempt, and Red Mountain pulls to within 7 here, 14-7. That was quick strike, James.
That was a very quick strike and a nice job there for Red Mountain. They needed to get some points on the board. And now if you're Kyle Enders and the Red Mountain defense, what are you saying to your defense here, Kevin, on the sideline?
Well, I think you want to do more of the same. You want to continue to try to snuff the run and make Chubba Purdy beat you here in this one. He hasn't been able to get going here through the aerial assault tonight.
Yeah, if you're Preston Jones and the Perry Pumas, you want to get something going with the air attack and open up this offense a little bit and take a few shots here on this Red Mountain defense.
That was a nice throw, and it was well-timed, and Ramses Rivera, he is a good player, and he's got good hands, and he was finally able to corral that one.
Yeah, it was a great job of hauling that one in there and turning on the afterburners, and no one was going to stop him on that one for Red Mountain.
He's got the fastest 40 time in the program, a.k.a. the Rocket, Ramses Rivera. 14-7 our score. We now have a ball game.
Here we go.
Gardner with the ball set up on the 40-yard line. Long delay here. You'd think we were on a TV timeout or something. So Gardner swings that right leg through. It's a booming kick, and he just drills that one into the end zone. There will be no return for the Perry Pumas that time. Back deep there was Xavier James. Xavier, the brother of Deshane James. So the Perry Pumas with a 14-7 lead here with 4:48 remaining in this 3rd quarter. We'll get the football back, and you talk about how does Coach Enders set up his defense now. Well, how does Preston Jones counter with that offensive production for Red Mountain? Now he's got to get back in rhythm with his own offense.
Yeah, look for a few play fakes here, maybe draw the defense. If you can get Red Mountain to get maybe 7 or 8 in the box if you're Perry, then you can open up the play fake possibilities and maybe take a shot down the field here if you're the Pumas.
Chubba Purdy, the quarterback. Nice ground game here tonight between Jaden Burns and Jalen Young. Those two had great nights last week against in that win over Mountain View. So here comes the right-handed junior quarterback working out of a pistol. Takes the snap, gives the ball to the tailback. This is Burns, and Jaden Burns is going to be wrapped up in the backfield, and he's going to be snuffed out. Francis Kumi, one of the first guys there to make it difficult on the defensive side of things. And that time Burns is bottled up. That'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, we'll slow it down here. Take a look at the replay. Nice job of penetrating that time for Red Mountain's defensive line. They were able to knife in there and make a play in the backfield.
Randall and Kumi defensively that time. Loss of 1. Purdy to the air, fires near side. Ball's caught by Schmitz, and Schmitz is just a load. The ball is stripped by Evan Alta. Alta's got it going the other way. 10-5, goal line, touchdown. Red Mountain put him up. That is a touchdown for the Mountain Lions. Clayton Schmitz fumbled the football. Evan Alta ended up with the rock, and he runs down the sideline. around 17 yards for a touchdown for Red Mountain's defense.
And we take a look at the replay here. A nicely delivered ball there near the 25-yard line, but a great defensive effort there for Evan Almta, number 2 for Red Mountain. And he took it the other way and was not to be denied on that play. Nice job there for the Mountain Lions. And, boy, we got a tie ball game almost just like that, Kevin.
That's the first defensive touchdown of this season for Red Mountain. They had 6 turnovers a week ago in Levine against Cesar Chavez. That is their 3rd turnover here tonight. High snap, good hold. The kick is partially blocked, and it is blocked, and the extra point is no good. So big play on special teams for, I believe, the guy that just lost the ball. That was Clayton Schmitz. I think Schmitz got a handle on it. Let's see if Schmitz got a hand on that one. Nice play there by the wide receiver. Came in on the edge and put a block on Connor Gardner. So Gardner misses his first extra point of the year. He is now 8 for 9, but Red Mountain's back in this football game.
Yes, they are, and a credit to the special teams unit there for Perry blocking that extra point and keeping Red Mountain from tying this one up. But here we go late into the 3rd quarter, and this one is almost deadlocked.
The idea to stand a player up while the other players come over and start to pepper away and try to punch out that ball. It looked like Evan Almta just ripped out the ball from Schmitz as he was trying that 2nd and 3rd effort, and he had quite an effort there. He is a load, and this time Evan Almta just got the football and stole it from him and housed one.
Yeah, great team defense there from Red Mountain. That's credit to Coach Kyle Enders for coaching those guys up, and the no-quit attitude playing to the whistle and sometimes through the whistle, but great job there for Red Mountain on the turnover and the score.
Young and James deep to receive this kick for the Perry Pumas as Connor Gardner has it teed up on the 40-yard line. Garner high end over end, another deep kick, and it'll be Young, and Young from his goal line to the 5, to the 10, the 15 with speed to the 30. And he'll be stopped there, and then he's still on his feet to the 40, in space, 50, 45, and he's going to be brought down there. A big return for Jalen Young on the special teams play for Red Mountain. Jackson Beecher there, perhaps a touchdown saving tackle on the return man, Jordan Young.
Yeah, we'll take a look at that kick here once again. A great kick by Connor Gardner, deep, very deep, and fielded there right near the goal line. But number 2 on the return, Jordan Young, with a great burst of speed, put a little shake and bake there near midfield, and he almost took that one to the house that time for Perry.
When you take the ball into the end zone, that should be dead right there, no? The momentum took him back into the end zone. Either way, great run, and Jordan Young has the Perry Pumas back in business here. 3:53 to go in this 3rd quarter. In the pistol formation, it's Chubba Purdy. 3 wide receiver package for him. Purdy's going to run it to the 40. Gets around to the edge, to the 30, up the sideline. There he goes, Chubba Purdy, 10, 5, goal line, touchdown. Chubba Purdy, Pater pops. The Pumas are in the end zone. Chubba Purdy, 40 yards to the house. Touchdown, Pumas.
Yeah, what a play that time for Chubba Purdy. That was a design quarterback keeper. He made a very quick read that time, was able to read the end, decided to pull the football, and once again, Perry gets on the scoreboard here, makes a move there at the 40-yard line, eludes a tackler, has a great block there near the 20-yard line, and right into the end zone that time, Chubba Purdy. Excellent job for Perry Pumas.
Shaq Daniels was the last man there to take a shot at Chubba Purdy, and Purdy rumbles to the end zone for a touchdown. And on the extra point, we'll delay the action to sort out a penalty. Purdy had a 16-yard touchdown run last week, and this time he picks up the longest run of his young career. He houses one at 40 yards.
Yeah, and credit as well to the great seal blocks up front by his offensive line that time. He had no traffic there as he approached the line of scrimmage and was able to get a great head of steam as he headed to the near sideline, eluding tacklers on his way to pay dirt for the Perry Pumas.
Jacob Warren getting it done. Amarine, Braden Rome. All kinds of success up front for the Pumas on that play. Good snap, good hold. And the 1-point conversion attempt is good. Samuel Cross connects again. 3:44 to go in this 3rd quarter. Outscore the Perry Pumas 21 and the Red Mountain Mountain Lions 13.
Reminder, where's he going to yards, right? He's going to go through C on that. He's going to go C.
Too much speed. We talked about it before the game. I'll bring this back up.
Run that.
You didn't want to get that guy on the
They're
edge.
going to run toss on
Yeah.
That's what they want to do. They want to get him on the edge.
double crash black. Yeah, I like point on that.
We welcome you back to John Wrenn Stadium on the campus of Perry High School. Kevin Derryberry with James Poovey, 21-13 after Chubb Purdy on a design quarterback run. Does a great job with the execution on the play fake and then takes it up the sideline, shows you his ability to run with the football and that little burst of speed that he possesses as well. He is definitely faster than his big brother Brock playing at Iowa State.
Coaches, we gotta pause this conversation. We gotta go.
So now the ball will go into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So what is Mike Peterson and the offense behind Tabor Lamar and Chris Andriatis? What do they do now? Trailing 21-13, and that missed extra point may loom large here as we move on.
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't come back to haunt the Mountain Lions here as we progress through the second half of this ball game. If you're Mike Peterson and the Red Mountain offense here, you want to go ahead and establish the ground game, suck those defenders up for Perry, and allow the quarterback Darren Smith to maybe take a shot with his arm down the field and get them right back in this one here.
Lorenzo Bowers will line up to the near side. Jarquil Garner is not in on this series. It's Georgie Ramirez. Pass thrown over the middle, and the Kalem Reese-Peebles took a shot that time. They're headhunting, if you will. Number 31, Kellen Simmons, the strong safety, 6'2", 215, out there peppering people.
Yeah, nice job that time by the defense for Perry, but a nicely delivered ball from Darren Smith, unfortunately unable to complete that one into a ton of traffic there in the middle of the field for Red Mountain.
Peebles is about 160 pounds. That was a shot he took. They run it to Georgie Ramirez. He makes the first man miss, tries to cut it back, and they're going to bottle him up. He'll pick him about 4 yards, but great pursuit going back the other direction, staying home for the Perry Pumas. They were in their lanes, and they had hot pursuit on Georgie Ramirez.
They did, yes. Great job of knifing through that time, keeping their shoulders square to the line of scrimmage and penetrating and making the stop in the Red Mountain backfield that time was Perry.
Red Mountain now forced with a 3rd and 6 from their own 24-yard line. They trail 21-13. Chuba Purdy just busted off a 40-yard touchdown run to extend this lead. Darren Smith will have 3 wide receivers to work with. Smith back to throw under a full blitz. He fires. Ball's caught by Ramirez. He was all by himself. He cuts it back to the 50, in space to the 40, and he's going to be drilled on the 45-yard line. But a mistake made by the Perry Pumas. 0 coverage, an all-out blitz. Darren Smith read the blitz, and Georgie Ramirez wide open in the flat makes a big play.
Yeah, what a great job that time. Look at Darren Smith eyeing the receiver the entire way. Nice job getting it out to Georgie Ramirez and slow down here just a little bit. Watch the ball security as Georgie Ramirez approaches traffic there towards the end of the play. What a great job for Red Mountain's offense on that one.
He took a shot, and that was a great play. Great tackle, too. Smith back to the air from the pocket. Oh, wide open. It's Kalem Reese-Peebles, and he's tripped up at the 15-yard line. A touchdown-saving tackle by the Perry Pumas that time. Number 3 over there making it difficult, Travis Calloway, but Darren Smith connects right over the middle for Kalem Reese-Peebles for a gain, a big gain right there.
Yeah, definitely a breakdown in coverage there for Perry's defense. Once again, Darren Smith able to complete that ball on time over the middle to his receiver, and another first down there for Red Mountain.
Gain of 18 out of the gun. It's Smith. Pass to the near side. Lorenzo Bowers makes the completion, fights for extra yardage, and they're going to knock him out of bounds. Second reception of the night for Lorenzo Bowers. And now we talked about a lack of rhythm in the first half. Now we've seen some rhythm from both teams here in the second half.
Yeah, they are moving the football at will here. Nice job by the quarterbacks, keeping control of their offense, directing traffic as they approach the line of scrimmage, and executing the play to perfection. Red Mountain driving the football here late in the third quarter, down 21-13 to Perry. We'll see what they have up their sleeve here for this one.
All this set up on that 36-yard pass play to Georgie Ramirez. Smith to Rivera. Rivera going to try to break a tackle, and he's going to lunge towards the pylon. He's close to the goal. He's going to be spotted short. But a nice job there. A quick release by Darren Smith. Got the pass to Ramses Rivera. And Rivera, with that toughness that he has, tries to will his way to the end zone. He's going to be marked short on the 1 foot line. But excellent defense there. And Braxton Smith comes up to lower the boom and make a touchdown saving tackle out of the middle backer spot.
Yeah, great job that time. Swung out the ball to the near side. Got it to Ramses Rivera very near the goal line. So they're right on the doorstep here once again is Red Mountain.
1st and goal to go from the 1 yard line. 1:17 to go. Full house backfield. This is Garner. He gets the ball, and Garner is going to lunge towards the goal line, and he's going to break the plane of the goal line. That's a touchdown for Jarquell Garner. That's Garner's 4th touchdown of the season.
What a great job that time. Red Mountain's offensive line paving the way. A little bit of misdirection up front there. We'll see the replay here. They bring Alex Randall in the heavy jumbo package there, and Jarquell Garner. Nice job getting the end zone for Red Mountain and putting them on the board once again here.
Jarquell Garner got a nice block on that left side there by Charlie Holba. Ben Bray as well. So now, Red Mountain trailing by 2 will go for it. They'll go for 2 and try to tie up this ball game. Georgie Ramirez is the tailback. Darren Smith in the shotgun. There goes Carter Wheat in motion. Darren Smith rolls to the near side. He throws over the middle. It's going to be forced into the middle of the field, and a nice defensive play there by the Perry Pumas. Again, number 3 right there in the middle of it all. Travis Calloway sticks his hand in there and denies the 2-point conversion.
And we'll slow this down, take another look at it really quick here. Man in motion is Carter Wheat. He gets set right before the snap. Darren Smith looking over the middle, finds a man, but double coverage there right at the goal line.
The route was Peebles Reese. He should continue to the back of that corner. Someone goes to that corner, you got a chance. Excellent defense there by Perry. And once again, it is Travis Calloway. He is a playmaker. He's been involved in a lot of the defensive plays here tonight. He did not play last week against Mountain View, and he's healthy this week, and he's making a difference.
Yes, definitely making a difference for the football team here. And nice job once again there for Red Mountain. And they get to within 2 of Perry here at home.
21-19, 1:08 to go in this 3rd quarter, and the 4th quarter sets up to be a dandy here, James Poovey.
Yes, it should be a great 4th quarter, and there's no doubt why this was picked for the Friday Night Fever game of the week. A bit of a sluggish first half, but they've gotten off the schneid here in the 2nd, and we got ourselves a ball game.
Garner pumped up, drills another one into the end zone. This time backpedaling into the end zone, making the catch was Xavier James. That's a touchback, and by rule, the ball will be placed on the 20-yard line. That's where Chubba Purdy will go to work again with a 2-point lead.
Well, if you're Perry here, you want to go ahead and take a couple of shots. Plenty of time left as we're approaching. Got a whole another quarter of football to play here, but they want to establish a rhythm here, does Perry, as Red Mountain's defense has stiffened here in the 3rd quarter.
The mercury has stabilized here. The temperatures start to mellow out just a bit. They might have dropped a degree or 2, but it's still a balmy night here. Attrition may come into this one as you see the Perry Pumas rally around the defensive coaches around the monitors right now and get some knowledge in and make some adjustments before they take the field again.
Yeah, they do not want to allow any more big plays for Red Mountain. They were able to reel off a couple on that last drive there, courtesy of Ramses Rivera. But the defensive coordinators for Perry, they want to eliminate those going forward.
So 2 conversion attempts for Red Mountain. The difference in this game, they had a kick block by Clayton Schmitz, and then the 2-point conversion, the pass fails. 21-19, that's where we stand right now. It's Chubba Purdy in the pistol formation. They run it up the middle. This is Young with a burst of speed. Goodbye. 50, 40, 30, 20. No one's going to catch him. 10, 5, touchdown. How about it one more time for Jalen Young? He goes 80 yards, coast to coast, touchdown, Perry Pumas.
What an outstanding play that time for Perry. We're going to take a look at the replay here very momentarily. Wow, what a great play.
Big run
Here
and
we
a
go.
burst of speed.
Chubba Purdy, after he got through the middle, he was gone. Nothing but pay dirt in front of him all the way to the house. Breaks the tape there as he crosses the goal line, and touchdown Perry Pumas. They go ahead in this one.
Nothing but clean air once he got into that secondary, and Jalen Young with the acceleration, and he turned on the jets, and not one person in that secondary could catch him. Big time play right there. Extra point is good by Samuel Cross. 57.5 seconds remain in this third quarter. Our score, the Perry Pumas 28 and the Red Mountain Mountain Lions 19. Oh my, what a run. 80 yards. How about Jalen Young? He's showing up and showing out here tonight in this one.
He did, and a great burst of speed there, and credit to the offensive line. They did a great job of holding their blocks as the pressure was coming up the middle. They go ahead and let the defensive line over-pursue intentionally on that one, so it opened the Red Sea, if you will, there in the middle, and Jalen Young took it to the house for the Perry Pumas. Excellent job there for their offense.
We mentioned that Young had 75 yards last week. He did not get into the end zone, but Jalen Young has housed it twice tonight and picks up his first and second touchdowns of this Young season. And none more impressive than that one right there. 80 yards. Making a house call right there, Jalen Young. So it's 28-19, and Red Mountain has answered the challenge each and every time that Perry has scored. Let's see what they do in this particular time.
Yeah, they definitely need to answer back here with a quick strike on the offensive side of the football.
This is Cross from his own 40. Swings his right leg through. It's Ramirez on a running fly. Then the 10. Angles with the 20 with space. Sheds another tackle, and he's going to be dropped around the 35-yard line. And holy smokes, what an excellent open field tackle made there by Tracy Franklin on special teams.
Yeah, great job on the special teams unit there. We'll watch the kick again once again. End over end, fielded there at the 5-yard line. Coming up the field with a great burst of speed. But shut down there right near the 35-yard line.
Great tackle there by Young, and open field right there on special teams. Had Ramirez gotten by that one, who knows how far he could have run. Already has a 36-yard play in this one. 28-19, 51 seconds to go in the quarter. Darren Smith back to the air, fires, complete, near side, Lorenzo Bowers, and Bowers is going to be thrown out of bounds there. A little roughhousing there by the Perry Pumas, number 32 that time, Joshua Amaro. Gain of 6 on the play to Lobo. 2nd and 4, clock stop at 37.3 ticks. And now Scott Hansen, he wanted to wind it, and as Bowers goes out of bounds, clock should stop, and it does indeed. 2nd and 4 from the 42-yard line. Smith again out of the gun. They run it this time to Ramirez. Ramirez to the 50, and he's tripped up right there. Andre Mayberry again with what could have been a touchdown-saving tackle on the very fleet of foot double deuces, Georgie Ramirez.
Yeah, great job that time by the Red Mountain offensive line. They got a nice push up front, able to move the pile, and a little bit of zone right there for Red Mountain, and that's good to move the chains once again for the Mountain Lions.
Will Red Mountain snap the football one more time here before this third quarter expires? They trail it 28-19. Smith in quarterback, 2 wide receiver package. Smith looking left, pump fakes once. Now he looks right. Now he's going to run it. Smith is the keeper, picks up a block, has the first down, and he's going to slide down head first near the 33-yard line. Smart play there by the quarterback to not take that pop.
Yeah, very heady play that time for the quarterback, Darren Smith. We'll take a look at the replay here. Nothing over on the far side of the field, so he decides to tuck in and run. Great ball security as he approaches midfield there and gets a host of tacklers about the 30-yard line, but a nice pickup there for Red Mountain and Darren Smith.
Gain of 17 yards for Red Mountain. They move the sticks. In fact, that'll be the final play of the third quarter. We have played 36 minutes from John Wrenn Stadium on the campus of Perry High School. We move to the fourth quarter. Our score, Perry 28, Red Mountain 19. Don't go away. The exciting fourth quarter coming up next.
That's just a shitty call. Yeah. Hey, Ani, put your headset up. Minor. wide ones or even just our right or lefts on those ones. Just staying in our normal front, we'll still have a force or C-gap player on that. But because we go ram on that, that's where we lose our force player on the backside. It's a shitty call. Go pass three or pass on. All right, here we go. Come on, double crouch black. We got Trey. No, trips open.
Here we go, back to live action. Smith off the play fake, has a pass complete to Carter Wheat. Carter Wheat lowers his shoulder, and he picks up very close to first down yardage. And right there, taking on the big fella, Carter Wheat, was Travis Callaway. Callaway's 5'11", 100, and now check that, he's 200-pounder going after Carter Wheat. Carter Wheat's no small man himself. He's 6'4", 225. That was a collision.
Yes, it was a big-time collision there, and Carter Wheat did the damage on that one for Red Mountain.
Another first down, big play there. This is Garner on the misdirection, goes back the other way, and is going to be tackled without any kind of offensive production that time. Great pursuit by the defensive front four, including Andrew Moon, who got right there and made the tackle.
Yeah, great job there for the Perry Pumas defensive line, and forcing a big, second down here for Red Mountain.
Second and 10 from the Puma 22-yard line, trailing 28-19. Final 11:08 remaining. Out of the gun, low snap, back to throw with time from the pocket, throws, and the ball's picked off. He was going for Carter Wheat, intercepted on the far sideline. This might be Schmitz, midfield of the 50, cuts it back in, and he's going to be ended up on the 37-yard line. I believe the quarterback, Darren Smith, made the tackle. Another pick for Darren Smith, his third interception of this game, and there doesn't appear to be any penalties there. That's just an outstanding defensive play. I believe it was Schmitz there making the play.
Yeah, nice job on the reception or interception there for Perry, streaking up the far sideline. And I believe it was Jarquell Garner, number 45, in pursuit there that ultimately made the tackle for Red Mountain. But not before number 18 had something to say about it. Clayton Schmidt, 6'3", 195, going up and getting all of that football for the Perry Pumas.
So they're going to bring it back here, and we'll find out if Red Mountain's going to catch a break here or what. Red Mountain's going to.
What a huge break that would be.
It appears that Red Mountain's going to, well, now you can't really tell. This is a tough one. I can't make out what's going on here. Red Mountain's defense is on the field, that's for sure. So the interception will stand. Must have been an infraction on the return, and that'll bring the football all the way back to the original line of scrimmage, believe it or not, the 22-yard line. So Schmitz had it stripped, and Evan Alta returned one for a touchdown, and then he comes back with a block extra point. Now he has an interception. So Clayton Schmitz really doing a nice job here for the Perry Pumas here in this one.
Good call on that. Good call on that, too.
This is Burns this time. Jaden Burns gets the rock. Here comes Jalen Young. Young right near the century mark here in yardage. Of course, 80 of it off that last time he carried the rock. Making that house call from 80 yards away was Jalen Young. His first 2 touchdowns of the season for the Perry Pumas. There goes the man in motion. That's the punter Boyd. Also plays some wide receiver. This is going to be Young on the sweep, and he's going to be bottled up, and he will have a yard, maybe 2, and that's it. So good pursuit of the run defense that time by the Mountain Lions. Isaac Thompson and friends in there defensively.
Yeah, nice job by Isaac Thompson coming over from the far side of the football field to make a play on the ball carrier there for Perry. And a nice stand here for Red Mountain. Let's see what they can do here on third down.
9:43 to go in this one. Chubba Purdy with an empty set, 4 wide receiver package. 10 personnel right here as they take some time off that clock, and Chubba Purdy gets some instruction from the sidelines. Red Mountain hasn't blitzed very much tonight. 3rd and 8, possession play, high snap, Purdy scrambles to the near side, dumps it off, ball's caught by Boyd. He's got the first down, and he'll pick up extra yardage after that. So nice job there by Chuba Purdy, buying time with his legs, and he threw a strike to Boyd, and Boyd picks up the first down. Nice job there as Boyd got in space and made it difficult for Red Mountain to capture him.
Yes, he did. Nice job there by Boyd getting out and getting open, getting that reception.
Gain of about 20 yards on that play. They run it to Burns. Burns gets to the edge, and his lineman will just push him back into the playing field there. How about that play by Perry? Their offensive lineman, Kyle Lockhart there, pushing bodies around.
Yeah, Lockhart doing the damage up front for Perry. Nice job on the offensive line.
28-19. You're watching tonight's game on Perry Live 365. Kevin Derryberry with James Poovey. 2nd and 5 from the 47-yard line. Purdy takes the snap, puts it into the gut of his tailback Young, and make it Burns this time. And Burns dropped the ball. And Red Mountain thinks they've got the football. Let's see what happens here. Burns put the ball on the carpet. He has fumbled twice tonight, and it looked like for the Perry Pumas, it was Braden Rome there to recover that fumble to save the day.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the replay here right quick. Man in motion. There's a snap, a little inside trap. They pull the backside guard. And a nice defensive effort there for Red Mountain. They thought they had poked that one out, but unfortunately for Red Mountain, it does stay with Perry.
Final 8 minutes of the contest here in the fourth quarter. 3rd and 4 from the 48-yard line. Purdy rolls to the backside. They want to set it up again to Patterson on that tight end screen. They got the first down to the 40, looking for blockers, and Patterson's got the first down, and Evan Alta takes on Kyle Patterson at the 35-yard line. You talk about an excellent open field tackle. Great technique right there by Evan Alta, but the big fella, Kyle Patterson, does the damage as he rumbles for the first down. 6'6", 230, he's a load.
Yes, he is. A tight end screen, as you mentioned there. A convoy of blockers in front for Patterson, and able to move the chains again for Perry.
This time it's Young, tries to squirt through that seam, and he'll pick up a yard, maybe 2 yards on that play. Good defense by the Mountain Lions. Shaq Daniels, I beg your pardon, that is Isaac Thompson in the middle of that defensive play.
Perry putting together a nice drive here, moving the football down the field.
And they're taking some valuable time off the clock here.
That they are.
Leading at 28-19. Perry is 1-1. Red Mountain's 2. And, oh, here comes Chuba Purdy again to the sideline, and he's going to be forced out by Evan Alta. But Chuba Purdy starting to get his ground game running here in the second half.
Yes, he did. Nice job of making a play with his feet that time. Chuba Purdy for Perry, and an excellent gain there once again for the Pumas.
He's 6'2", folks, and he runs very gracefully.
He does. Very fleet of foot, as they say, Kevin, and able to make plays with his feet and his rocket arm as well.
Perry back in the red zone, 1st and 10 for the 19-yard line. 3 wide receivers to the left side. It's Jaden Burns, flanked to the left of Chuba Purdy. And now Chuba Purdy with some instruction from his coach. They want to run a play. Purdy to the ground. This is Burns. 10, 5, goal line, touchdown. Jaden Burns, untouched. 19 yards to the house. Pater pops, touchdown, the Perry Pumas.
Yeah, nice play there for Perry's offense.
That'll bust this thing open. It's now 34-19, extra point pending.
You can see Chuba Purdy changing the play at the line of scrimmage there, and with the quick hitter to his running back, and he had no Red Mountain defenders in the area and almost waltzed into the end zone for the easy Puma score.
We talk so much about Brock Purdy and his cerebral approach to the game, but that time he saw Chuba Purdy show a little sense right there. Great change of the play, as you indicate, and that was the right call because Jaden Burns went in untouched 19 yards away.
Yeah, it was a matchup problem there on the right-hand side for Red Mountain. They did not have enough defenders over there, and Chuba Purdy with the heads-up play to notice that, change the play at the line of scrimmage, and the quick hitter for the touchdown and Perry score.
I believe that's the 5th rushing touchdown of the night for the Perry Pumas.
Impressive. And that credit to the offensive line up front. They are paving the way for the running backs here tonight for the Pumas.
The Pumas guys up front, shout out to their offensive line. They're doing quite a job. And coming into this contest, you thought that maybe Red Mountain might have had the better of the two offensive lines. Certainly a strength for Mike Peterson and his club. But
Hey, coaches, we got to make a decision to be ready first down. Okay, we'll get in the groove of it. We got to make a decision.
we talked about the all-region second teamer, Braden Rome, 6'7", 275. You can't teach that size at all. And he's going to go play football for Charlie Regal and the Cal Bears, one of several Cal Bear commits here in Arizona. Spencer Brash out of Higley, another one. Braxton Croteau out of Liberty, another one. Charlie Regal has come into this state, his home state, and just torn it up in the recruiting process.
Yes, he's done a great job of getting quality commits from the state of Arizona, and Cal is loading the wagons out there for the Golden Bears in Northern California.
Special thank you to the production staff here on Perry Live 365. Our technical director, Cooper Richter. Our camera operators, Hunter Thompson, Alex Martinez, and Grant. And then, of course, Gabby Washburn getting it done here in the press box tonight. Shout out to our crew right here on Perry Live 365. A special thank you to have us. It's been a privilege to work with you guys tonight. Thank you for having us here.
Yeah, and setting us up royally here. We've got the instant replay going tonight. Very nice setup here in the booth, and we appreciate everything.
This has a possibility. Your broadcast arrangement has a chance to go forward.
12,
Good stuff here.
12 personnel, 12. Oh, 11, sorry, 11. That's me.
Trailing 35-19, it's Smith going to the air, looking for Lorenzo Bowers. Has caught it. Oh, and it's in and out of the breadbasket. Lorenzo Bowers had a chance at the 50-yard line, and I'm not sure if we have to credit the defensive back, but it could have been a drop pass, but right there, stride for stride with the coverage for the Perry Pumas was Joshua Amaro. Amaro having a solid game in that secondary, and he might have just got a fingernail in on that one to deflect that ball. Otherwise, Lorenzo Bowers might have been off to the races.
So close there, as you saw on the replay. The defender had excellent position on Lorenzo Bowers. The ball was about at his hip level, but unable to pull that one in for Red Mountain.
One more thread for Smith, and that might have been a touchdown. All kinds of times. Smith, he slides out now. He flies over the middle field. It's going to be picked off again. And the ball's intercepted by the Perry Pumas, Braxton Smith. And Smith picks it off, and that might seal the deal. That's the fourth interception of the night for the Red Mountain signal caller.
Yeah, what a great job that time. Prowling the defensive backfield that time, looking for a man was Darren Smith. Couldn't find anyone, tried to force the throw in there into the middle, but right into the waiting arms of number 44 for Perry. And making the great interception on that was Braxton Smith for the Pumas.
So Red Mountain turns the rock over again. And Braxton Smith with an excellent play. And as James indicated, throwing into traffic, too much traffic that time. Another costly turnover and another costly mistake. So it'll be Jalen Young back on the field. 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line of Red Mountain. 35-19 Perry. This is Young going to the left side. He put the ball on the ground, and Red Mountain believes they've come up with it. So Jalen Young fumbles the football. That's the third time tonight that the Perry Puma tailbacks have put the ball on the floor.
Same game plan.
Yeah.
Same game plan, same field.
Coming up with the football for Red Mountain was Costin Cooley. So
Yeah,
Cooley,
nice defensive effort there for Red Mountain. We'll take a look at the replay here really quick. Quick hitter up the middle, slid his feet there, and a great ball pursuit and coughed up the football. Did Perry that time. Much to the dismay of Coach Preston Jones, but Red Mountain once again with a defensive stand deep in their own territory to thwart any scoring attempt from Perry.
credit Major Kelly with that forced fumble. They give it to Garner. Garner slips a tackle, and Jarquel Garner is going to be belted at the 20-yard line, but not before he ripped off a 13-yard run running to the near side.
Yeah, great job by Red Mountain's offense there, not letting the defense of Perry get set. He went ahead and ran that play in a hurry, got it to Jarquel Garner, and he picked up a quick about 13 yards for his football team and another Red Mountain first down.
First and 10 from just inside the 20-yard line. Ball spotted at the 19-yard line. 4 wide receivers for Darren Smith. Play fake, going over the middle of the field. The ball's nearly intercepted again. Going for Kalem Reese-Peebles. And right there to nearly pick it off was Jackson Ford, the middle linebacker.
Yeah, nice play there. Excellent job on the defensive side of the football for the Perry Pumas.
Boy, when Smith throws the ball over the middle of the field, he has had a difficult time completing passes. As Andrew Moon back on the field. A little pass rush in the lineup now for Preston Jones and company. Preston Jones has won 70 games in his 11 years here. Smith off the play fake, throws too high for Ramses Rivera. I'm not sure who had a better chance to catch that one, Rivera or Mayberry. Antoine Mayberry.
Mayberry had great defensive position that time on the wide receiver for Red Mountain and able to force that incompletion for the Pumas.
That is Andre Mayberry, beg your pardon. Clock stopped. 35-19 our score. Red Mountain with the football. 5:57 to go in this fourth quarter on PerryLive365.com. There goes Peebles Reese in motion. Motion math for Smith. Fires over the middle. It's caught by Connor Wheat. Connor Wheat slips a tackle, and then he gets drilled as he leaps up into the air. What a catch there, and how about the physicality brought to the table once again by Jackson Ford. Take a look at this one.
Yeah, here we go. We'll take a look at the replay again. Nice drop back there for Smith. Excellent pass protection. Finds Carter Wheat on a slant route coming across the middle. He tries to make a play. Hops a couple of times there near the 35-yard line. But once again, number 31 coming in there and doing a great job. Kellen Simmons, strong safety there for Perry.
You didn't get caught with that double number again, did you?
I think I did. Yep, I did.
It's got to be a better way to fix those double numbers, a highlighter or something like that. 35-19. Perry led 14-0 at the break, and they've used their run game to take this lead here with 5 rushing touchdowns tonight for the Perry Pumas. And as we've talked about on this broadcast, the Perry Puma offensive line had themselves a fantastic game. Kyle Lockhart, Joshua Amarine. We talked about the Cal commit, Braden Rome. These guys are good. They're well coached, and they play a sound game of football. Some mistakes tonight for both teams, but you credit opportunistic defense. Smith from the pocket drilled. He got leveled. And I think it's that man again. It is. Number 8, getting it done, Jackson Ford, having a night.
Yeah, what a play there for Jackson Ford. Excellent job. We'll take a look at the replay here. Darren Smith trying to find somebody, but coming up the middle with a freight train, number 8. Jackson Ford, 6 foot, 200 pounds, and he laid into quarterback Darren Smith that time.
You talk about lowering the boom, shot out of a cannon. You could come up with the cliche, but that is physical football late in the fourth quarter. What a will to play the game. 5:01 to go. Smith takes a snap, rolls out, fires, and it's too short. Trying to get the ball on the outside and just ran out of arm on that play. Ramses Rivera, the intended target. Clock stops with just under 5 minutes to go. It's 35-19. The Pumas are looking to put this one in the win column and improve to 2-1. And for Red Mountain, barring a comeback here, they would fall to 2-1 in their own right. 3rd and 16 from the 30-yard line of Red Mountain. Smith with the snap. Here comes a delayed blitz. Smith evades pressure, throws. The ball is going to be nearly intercepted again. Throwing into double coverage was Smith, looking for Georgie Ramirez on the far sideline, and that pass was broken up by that man again, Andre Mayberry.
Yeah, nice job there in the defensive backfield for Perry by Mayberry. But Darren Smith once again able to elude the pass rush, climb himself out of the pocket, but not able to make a play on the outside there as the defensive backs were closing in for Perry.
So Connor Gardner summons the punt once again. High snap for him, and he sends it away with that left foot. And here comes Colby Dickey in traffic to make the fair catch. That might have been one that Colby would like to have back, because he caught that ball on the run, and he had a little bit of real estate in front of him. We'll take a look at that some other time.
Yeah, he had a lot of real estate in front of him there. You wish you could have had that one and maybe made an attempt on the return there, but called for the fair catch. And that's where Perry will take over in excellent field position near the midfield stripe.
Red Mountain will be on the road next week. It'll be their third game in a row away from Red Mountain High School. They'll take on the Dobson Mustangs. And for Perry, they will take the trek out north to take on Braylon Trice and Steve Casey and the Eagles from Sanderdale O'Connor. This is Chubb Purdy on a design run, gets to the edge, turns it up the sideline, and he'll run out of bounds with a very smart approach to run out of bounds that time, as this game is getting late, and you know that people are still taking shots out there.
Yeah, they are, and nice job there by Chubba Purdy using his feet, getting to the outside of the football field, and all about ball security as well as he runs to the far side here tonight.
There was a penalty marker thrown on the field, infraction assessed to the Perry Pumas. Catch the highlight package tonight on Channel 12's Friday Night Fever at 11:35. Chubba Purdy and the ground game of Jalen Young and Jaden Burns getting it done here tonight. All three of them in the end zone this evening.
And you can't help but think about the Purdy family here tonight cheering on their son Chubba, and I would imagine they'd be wheels up tomorrow for the Iowa State opener.
They go to Burns, bottle up on the other side. Now he's going to cut it back, and he's going to be spun down and thrown down for a loss. Nice job there by the Mountain Lions, number 55, who we don't have his number. But nice job, 55.
Very good, excellent pursuit there, able to keep his self on the outside and make the play for the Red Mountain defense.
Scott Hansen with the indication of another personal foul assessed to the Perry Pumas. So things starting to get sloppy and maybe a bit chippy here late.
Yeah, he might have some of the twos coming in here, getting them some playing time. Quite a commanding lead at 35-19, 4:29 left here in the contest.
We talked about it before the game that we're going to learn a lot about both these teams tonight, and I've come away impressed with the Perry Puma football organization.
Yes, impressed from the top down. We mentioned at the top of the broadcast, all the players very well-mannered, everybody right and tight on the sideline, the guys in ties if they're not in a uniform, and very nice to see that here on the football field tonight.
Purdy to the ground on an RPO. He's going to keep it, bounces out of trouble, and he's going to go back the other way, and he's going to be grabbed by the shirt tail and dropped to the ground. Nice defense that time and great pursuit by Red Mountain. It does look like 55 again, and you wonder if Charlie Hola has changed his number. That looks like Charlie Hola out there, but either way, nice work there by Red Mountain with that pursuit of the quarterback. It'll be third and a country mile for Chubba Purdy and the Perry Pumas here. Long count, and now Purdy's going to just pooch it and punt it down the other way. It's going to take a Red Mountain bounce. So Chubba Purdy pooch punts it away. They'll give the football back to Red Mountain. 3:29 to go on this one. Perry will get O'Connor next week, as we suggested, and then they'll get Cesar Chavez, and they'll take on Boulder Creek their next 3 games. And then they get the Chandler Wolves. So won't that be an interesting game when you look to see how teams have closed the gap on the Chandler Wolf football program. This will be Garrett Strail in at quarterback for the Red Mountain Lions. On a play fake. He's going to throw it to the outside. Ball's caught by Carter Wheat, and Carter Wheat's going to be grabbed immediately and thrown to the turf. Braxton Smith right there to make the tackle. Nice job there by Braxton Smith. He's had quite a game at that middle linebacker spot. Him and Jackson Ford have been outstanding tonight.
Yeah, they've accounted for a number of defensive stops on the defensive side of the ball for Perry, but nice job standing in and delivering that football on time by Garrett Strail.
2nd and 4 at midfield for the senior backup quarterback. Strail back to throw. Steps up in the pocket, feels the pressure, goes down the field, and the ball is in and out of hands, and it's picked off again. The 5th interception of the night for the Perry Pumas secondary, and that ball should have been caught by Ramses Rivera.
Boy, what a job that time. Number 3, Travis Calloway in coverage there for the Perry Pumas, and we'll take a look at the replay here momentarily, but what a great play. Garrett Strail drops back the pass, surveys the field. He's got great protection, tries to deliver the ball down there in traffic, but Ramses Rivera in the intended receiver, but nothing doing as Perry Pumas intercepted that one. Travis Calloway in coverage there for the Pumas, and a nice job on the reception, or excuse me, on the interception there for Perry.
That ball should have been caught by Rivera. One thing you could take away for Red Mountain was the presence in the pocket by Garrett Strail, their backup. Felt the pressure, slid up nicely, delivered a good ball, but it might have been just a half a second behind the streaking Ramses Rivera. That's a young man you have to lead and get the ball out in front of because he'll make some plays.
Yeah, he has deceptive speed there from the wide receiver position.
1st and 10. Perry with the football. This is Jalen Young running a sweep to the left side, and he's had a lot of success tonight, but just a yard or 2 on that particular carry. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8 from the 47-yard line as the clock continues to wind down here with 2:20 to go. They'll change that. They'll just give Young a 1 yard. 2nd and 9 from the 46. Purdy's going to throw the football, and he's trying to hit Colby Dickey. And Colby Dickey's had a quiet evening. And really, the pass game for Perry has been slow tonight. It's been their run game that's given them the victory here this evening.
Yeah, they have relied on the ground game here heavily tonight, broken a couple of plays open with the pass, but the majority of their offense here has come on the ground.
3rd and 9 for the 46. Are you surprised they're throwing the football?
I am a little surprised. You think it'd be ground and pound as they have done most of the night here, but
Purdy scrambles on the near side. He's going to run this one to the 50, up the sideline, and Isaac Thompson will meet him around the 42-yard line, and just a professional push out of bounds, a nudge, if you will, just enough for Chubba Purdy to move the sticks, and the Perry Pumas are in golden position to hold on and win this football game.
Yes, they are. They're going to go ahead and try to run the clock out here. See what Chubba Purdy's got here on the last few plays for Perry.
Purdy back to throw all kinds of time, going for the home run ball, looking for the end zone, and it's going to be incomplete. He put a lot of air onto that one. Clayton Schmitz was the receiver streaking, and he just applied max effort right there, but just couldn't corral that one in. It was just overthrown just a bit, but Clayton Schmitz, boy, that young man has had himself an outstanding game tonight.
Yes, he has. He's made a number of contributions for Perry, had excellent position that time, but unable to haul that one in for the Pumas.
You got to know that this just gets into the crawl of the coaching staff of Red Mountain, airing it out with this kind of lead. Perry to the air again, fires a pass to the far side of the field. Ball's going to be caught. And now they'll say, no, he didn't catch it. The intended target is another big target. That is Cody Horcasitas. Horcasitas, 6'2", $155. He's a junior.
Yeah, big, tall, lanky target out there on the outside for Perry, but that one bounced incomplete just right in front of him.
Delaying the inevitable in this one here. Back to the ground game, it's Young. Young looking for a hole. Had one and it closed up quickly. Trailing the play and making the tackle, I believe, was Alexander Randall. But Young again with another impressive run to the near side on that sweep play. They've had a lot of success tonight running that sweep. They've wanted to get to the edge all evening long, and in many cases when they have got to the edge, they've done damage.
Yes, they have, and it's attributed to Red Mountain not being able to keep outside contained for most of the night, and the running backs for Perry, once they get to the edge, they get up a good burst of speed.
On 4th and 3, they give it to Young, and Young shakes and bakes at the line of scrimmage and thrusts forward for the first down That is a big fourth quarter, fourth down run there by Jalen Young. He's been their bell cow tonight. Jaden Burns, also an outstanding game for him. But the 1-2 punch of Young and Burns to go with that kid Purdy has been pretty good.
Yeah, very good. And Chuba able to make a number of plays with his feet. And you add in those speedy, elusive running backs for Perry, able to get to the edge all night long here against the Red Mountain defense. And it's been a lethal combination for the Pumas.
So the Perry Pumas will line up, and they will down the football. And that's going to do it here from Perry High School at John Wrenn Stadium. The Perry Pumas are going to win the football game 35-19. They will improve their record to 2-1. And for Red Mountain, they will fall to 2-1. For Preston Jones, he'll pick up career win number 71 tonight right here at Perry High School in his 11th year. Coming over from Highland, it seemed like just yesterday he was at Highland. 11 years later, he's got 71 victories for the Perry Pumas.
Yeah, an impressive total of wins here for Perry, and he has built this program up and gotten them on track, and they have been successful here, as we mentioned a number of times during the broadcast. Could this be the year that Perry is able to get over the hump and take over the dominance from the Chandler Wolves? We'll see.
It's clearly a different team than last year. Brock Purdy was just masterful running the position. He was so skillful with the position. You think about it, they had 8,000 total yards a year ago. 8,000 total yards. We talked about Brock Purdy having 67 touchdowns. He had a hand in 67 touchdowns. Their offense last year was beyond explosive. A different group of kids this year, but you know when they work out the kinks all season long, this is a good football team in the Perry Pumas.
Yeah, they're very effective. They had a great number of plays on the defensive side of the football, and Chuba Purdy had command of the offense here. A little bit sluggish in the first half, but they were able to get it going in the second half and really take command of this football game here tonight.
For Red Mountain, the inability to take care of the football was costly tonight, and too many turnovers, too many interceptions. And unfortunately for Red Mountain, they'll have to go back to the drawing board and figure out ways to score. But a physical game, a close game at halftime, was 14-0. And really in the second half, we talked about both coaches making adjustments. It was the Perry Puma coaching staff making the adjustments that benefited them in victory tonight.
Yeah, they made the critical adjustments, and that carried them on to a win here tonight in front of the home crowd. And Red Mountain hung with them. They were able to get back in the football game in the third quarter and make a run for it, but ultimately Perry was just too much to handle for Red Mountain here tonight, and both these teams are going to end the night with a record of 2-1.
Century mark, over 100 yards in rushing, a couple of touchdowns for him. Jaden Burns a touchdown, Chuba Purdy a touchdown. In fact, I think Burns scored 2 touchdowns. We mentioned they scored 5 touchdowns on the ground. They win their first ever meeting between Perry and Red Mountain. You think about the Jones history, and it's special because Jim Jones is a big part of Red Mountain football lore. He has their only 2 state championships, and he kind of downplayed the fact that he had an impact on his son coaching, and he was humbled about that. But you know that Preston Jones has taken a thing or two from his pops, Jim, and what a coaching tree that family has over there.
Yeah, football is the lifeblood of the Jones family, and you can tell that. Just pleasure to meet with Coach Jones before the football game tonight and just talk about a little bit of history and a little bit of old schoolness that they've implied here at Perry High School. And credit to him and his son, Preston Jones, for instilling those values in these football players and the coaches here. And they have a great staff, a great student body on hand here tonight for this football game, and it was a great win for Perry.
For Technical Director Cooper Richter, Hunter Thompson, Alex Martinez, Grant, and Gabby Washburn, I'm Kevin Derryberry for James Poovey. Our final score from John Wrenn Stadium, the Perry Pumas 35 and the Red Mountain Mountain Lions 19. Thanks for watching tonight's game on Perry Live 365. Good night.